Yep.
But before we go on though, real quick, I'm gonna have my boy Grizzly Berry read out the schedule for the day. What are we talking about today, bro?
Wow. Okay, let me tell you guys.
It's a big honor. It's
We've
to
got
hear
we've
it and
got
talk about it.
we've got three things on the agenda. Number one, we're gonna be talking about Rewind Land, which happened in Southern California. Raj and I both went to that. We met up with Dane, Scott, a bunch of people were there. So we're gonna talk about our
Yeah.
experience there, as well as our opinion on our first TF2 land. This was my first land, Raj.
Ooh, it's my first land too.
First land, first
First
land,
land
boys.
ever.
And then after that, we're gonna be talking about the Gaben AMA on Reddit that happened about a week ago.
Woo! Fire.
Woo!
Fire AMA.
Ooh-wee!
I don't
And
think it's a week, 8 days ago, chat. All right.
8 days,
You're fucking, there you go.
approximately.
Just got to get that out there.
It's gonna be great. And then
Yeah.
we're gonna cap it all off in the whole stream with our favorite segment, um, viewer questions.
Dude, you're like hyping that up a little bit. I was like, okay, he's got this on lockdown.
uh,
Oh shit, Dane wants to be the special guest. Hey, we could do that too, actually.
hey,
That'd be really fun. Yeah.
we can
I
do
mean,
that.
well, he knows the fucking mumble, so I mean, he can just hop in if he wants. But we can't promote you though, because I don't know if we can add your art like fucking freestyle during the stream. That might be a little too difficult unless Grizz can
Do what?
take care of that. Add his fucking picture or some shit on the overlay, so
I
people
mean,
are
we could
like,
probably
"Oh,
get
that's the
something going
guy."
like that.
Oh, hey, if that works out, then boy,
We'd
you
have to
know where
take
to
a
join.
quick 2 second break, like a quick 2 minute break to set it
We've
up.
been doing that ever since we started.
But
So.
then, but then it'd be money.
Yeah, it'd be money, Chad. It'd be money. Oh man, Grizzly Berry is now hosting me. Round of clap and chat for the generous host
There
by
you go.
Grizzly Berry. That's what we need. All right, so I usually stream at 3.5K, but then Grizz is doing 3K now, so I don't know if that
Sorry,
affects like your guys' stream. No, it's not bad. You're only like 500 short, but that's fine. I mean,
but hey, I
I'm
mean
here
yeah.
that's
now.
Hey, what
hey.
up, Dane?
Welcome, Uncle Dane.
Hi.
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 That's all we get, Dana. Hi. We
Oh,
Where's
sorry.
the
So,
enthusiastic? There you go. There
so.
you go. What up, dude? What up, dude?
Hey.
What's chat gonna get? You gave us a what's up? What's
They're
chat gonna get?
gonna give you a boy.
Ooh.
Hey, that's what's up. You guys are the boys now. You heard it here first. Um, but yeah, that clock is a national treasure, dude. I had this clock for like ever since I started streaming on this channel. I don't know why people are memeing about it, but it's there though.
People are memeing about it because it's there. That's why.
I think isn't that a meme start? Just because like something is there, they'll just start like fucking memeing about it.
Yeah.
I think that's how all memes begin. But my favorite meme, actually, real quick, before you like get into like Rewind Land, my favorite meme that I've like seen over the past couple days is the Uncle Dane going to Valve to get a wrench meme. I think Funk tweeted that. That's really funny because I
Mhm.
saw a bunch of people just like talking about like how you were gonna go there and get the NG update made before the Pyro update or something. It was pretty funny. What happened like exactly that? Like, did you have any engineer talk with the people, or is that kind of
No,
like hush hush?
I didn't talk about anything specific like to a class with them. Just about
Okay.
like mostly just about like the game.
You guys just hanging out?
And our favorite type of sandwich.
Oh, that's cool. What's the Valve approved
Ice cream
sandwich type?
sandwich.
Oh, that's the best though. They got me on that one. I thought they were gonna say something nasty like fucking like pastrami with like some greasy fucking cheese or whatever, but that's cool.
Some
That's
greasy
cool.
cheese.
Yeah. So how'd it go down? So you talked to Agro to get the tour, right? So
Yeah,
did
Agro
did,
was
did
gonna go anyway because he was gonna meet up with his friend Heather, who actually just works there. But
okay.
Heather's history is pretty cool. She used to do just like fan art, right, on
Yeah.
Tumblr, and this was before the administrator, which we all know as the announcer in the TF2 universe, uh, like didn't have a design to her. It was just a voice that you heard,
Mm-hmm.
and so I guess she like did a fan art of of the administrator, and Valve saw it and they liked it and they bought it and they said, "Hey, come and work at Valve." And that was like 4 years ago or whatever. So,
Dude, that's sick, dude.
but I
That's
guess Aggro
actually
knew
like,
her.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy, like how like you can just do fan art of this game, and then
Yeah.
Valve will see it and like it and be like, "Hey, come and work here." Like it's kind of crazy. She's done a lot of the comic artwork as well. So,
Dude, I want
but
that to happen to Medley. I feel like she's like the next candidate I think of for fan art because she does
yeah,
so much like TF2 artwork. That'd be awesome.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Aggro knew Heather from before she worked at Valve, and so he contacted her and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in the U.S. You know, I'll fly up there and take a tour of Valve if you like." And then she was like, "Sure." And then from that point, he like was in the TF crew mumble or no the Discord, and
Yeah.
said that he's like, "I'm gonna be going up there. If you guys want to come with, then I can +1 you." And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
That's awesome. To be honest, dude, like I thought the only way you could get in, because every time we would go to PAX, right, we would always like dream about that shit, like going to
Mhm.
Valve, like going outside and them waving us
Going
down like a
outside.
golden fucking
Well,
ticket. Yeah, they're like, "Yo, come explore our facility." But I don't know,
dude,
man.
going in there kind of opened up this epiphany for me, because I guarantee you next time that we go to Valve or next time we go to PAX we're gonna go to Valve, because
How though?
it's as simple as just fucking walking up there. Like,
Really? So,
yeah,
are
like you
you
take the
okay?
elevator, it's not on the directory, and for a reason, because they don't want like people who are just randomly in the building to be like, "Valve is here, I'm gonna go up there and troll them," you know, like. So like you go into, it's a really tall building, right? And you go in the lobby and you can get into the elevator, and then you take it to like whatever floor they're on. I forgot when they're on, but you kind of have to know ahead
Yeah.
of time. And you get in there, and when you get to that floor, you're just in the lobby. You're like, you go out of the elevator and now you're in the lobby, and you can go up to the receptionist and be like, "Hi, uh do you have anybody available to give us a tour?" And then
Yeah.
they can say yes or no depending on if they have anybody available. But when we got in there were people who were just finishing up a tour
Oh
from
wow.
one of the people who works there. I don't know. And then Heather came out and
Yeah.
she was just like, "Hey," and she was expecting us, but I mean, for the most part, like, I feel like if we wanted to, we could I could honestly, like, I added Jill after I talked with him at Valve. Next time we go up to Seattle, I'll message Jill and be like, "Hi, I have some friends who want to look at Valve. Uh,
Dude, that's awesome,
can you
dude.
get somebody to show us around?" Because
Yo,
it's like kind of a chill company. Like you can walk around the
yeah.
halls and like you're not gonna bother anybody. Like everybody's just kind of in their own offices working on their own shit, and like it's mostly just kind of like an art gallery for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, see, this whole time, I thought there was some like weird, like mystical shit going on there, like where it was like a Willy Wonka situation. You had to pull like a golden ticket to get in, and I thought it was like super exclusive or something this whole time. But I didn't realize it was just like Google or really any other company where you can just go in and
For the
they'll just
most
be
part, yeah.
like, "That's awesome, man. I didn't know that."
It is a lot like Willy Wonka's factory. There's a lot of magical shit going on, but I mean, it's all
Ooh,
it's like, it's all contained. You go into their offices, and it was cool. We
yeah.
stopped by, I don't play CS:GO, but we stopped by the CS:GO office, and like you go in there, and like I saw like one of the dude's screens, and it was cool. Like he was working on the game, and on his other monitor he was watching like one of the comp games, like
Oh,
on
that's
Twitch.
sick.
So I thought
Okay.
it was funny. He's just like working on the game while also watching the game. Like
Yo,
that's
so
that
they
guy's
do
life.
watch then. Like they do actually pay attention to
Yeah.
you were saying that earlier. Like I think it was either on your stream or something. I was listening to you talk about how they actually pay attention, like the TF2 team. They actually like watch the content. I don't know if they watch the content like
Yes.
we put out, but I'm sure they like pay attention to the
It
subreddit,
depends.
stuff like
Depends.
that.
Um, I will say that, and this has already been known from when Sigafu went, and I think Slyn also mentioned it, but they have a giant 60-inch TV, uh, like just up on the wall where everybody can see it. Everybody who's sitting at their desk can see it. And
Yeah.
they said that on what I think they said, like, what, near the end of the week, like Thursday, Friday, they throw up like whatever the top TF2 stream is, or a competitive game, and they just put it up on the screen, and they kind of listen in. So I think that's
Oh,
pretty interesting.
Oh
So
God,
you think
there's
they
like
probably
some
watched
moments.
Rewind?
Oh, they did watch Rewind, I bet,
I
huh?
watched. I asked Eric if he caught because we came in there and we kind of met Eric, but we didn't really talk to him very much because he was busy. But there was we came in, we're like, oh, we just came from ESA LAN, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. Um we just came back from LAN, and he's like, oh, I didn't get to catch it because it was over the weekend. So but later we talked to Jill, and Jill said that he watched some of it from home.
Yeah.
So they're watching stuff. It depends on what day it is though, because it is kind of like dependent on their work week in the end.
Hmm.
Someone chat saying in before Valve is listening to the podcast right now.
You never know.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
we heard Dane say you can get him in. We're not gonna. They're gonna show up and say no.
The most
Yeah.
important thing, I think the most important thing to take away is that Valve does listen. They're lurkers. They're hardcore lurkers. They lurk
Yeah.
in pretty much everything. Like Jill himself said that he reads almost every single post on the speculation page on Face Punch. He reads Reddit all the time. He even reads the Steam forum message boards. Like,
Ooh.
That's the worst, dude. No
That's
one
the-
ever goes there. That's like the dark corner of the TF2 community.
But I mean, he's still, they
Yeah.
scavenge for feedback. They scavenge for like, what are people talking about? What are the issues that people want addressed, and
Yeah.
they work on it. And I think people, they think, and I was one of them. And this is the big thing for me, is that what I learned is that I didn't think that Valve really cared that much about the game, and I didn't really think that Valve even played their game.
Right.
That was proven wrong to me virtually instantly when I walked into the Valve offices, and every single one of them were playing the game. Like, they weren't working on it. Like, I came into their office at a time when they all happened to be play testing a new map,
Yeah.
by the way, for the jungle update. Ooh. So,
Ooh.
I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I made a video a while ago basically explaining my theory that Valve doesn't play their own game because they
Yeah.
are so disconnected from what what I thought the game actually needed. So I guess I was proven wrong, especially talking to Jill. Like, it's very obvious that he knows a lot more than we expect them to know. They know, like, I don't know, just the vocabulary he was using. It sounded like I was talking to just another member of the TF2 community.
That's awesome, dude. I'm glad they like appeared as if they were like actually part of it, because that was like the biggest scare, dude. Like because like, dude, everybody was just like shitting on them after Mitra matches, saying all kinds of things like, yo, like they don't play their game, being like one of the most popular things, and just like I don't know, it kind of just seemed like they were out of touch. But I'm glad that they're actually like a
Now,
part of the
like everybody who
actual
comes
game.
back, Sigafu said that, right? Slyn said that, and now you're saying that it seems like they're very in touch with the community and they're like, they pay attention to what's going on. But I do remember earlier we were discussing, I think at PAX, we were like, do you think they just put on like a front because they knew people from TF2 were coming? But you're saying it seems very like genuine.
Well, here's the thing. I think Agro said he set that whole tour up with Heather, but I don't think Heather told anyone specifically that we were coming, because she seemed really interested in showing us every part of Valve, and really, and she even like, I don't know, I don't think she knew that we were mostly there for TF2. That's not how it came off as, because I don't know, she would keep showing us things that like obviously we didn't care about, but it was
Yeah.
still interesting nonetheless. Like, I don't know, she would show us like, oh, this is like the Dota like stuff, and we're like, oh, cool, like, and she would like
Yeah.
linger on it for a really long time, and we're like, yeah, move on, we want to go to the TF2 stuff, like in our heads. But like that kind of gave off the impression that she didn't probably let the TF team know that we were coming, and it kind of seemed that way when we walked in, because they were really preoccupied obviously playing the game, and then Eric just kind of happened to turn around and see that we were there, and he's like, oh, hey guys, like, we're playing the game right now, but like come back later when we're done and we'll talk with you. And we're like, oh, okay. So we left and we went to the lunchroom and stuff. But yeah, I can see how everybody who goes there on a Valve visit, where they set it up and they go in there and Valve knows that they're coming, or the TF team specifically knows that they're coming, might come off as like a front. And I've always thought that as well, especially when Slyn got back. I was like, do you think maybe like, I even asked Lynn, I think, over Twitter DMs. I was like, "Do you think maybe they put it on for you that they, like, especially like when he went there, he said that up on the screen they were watching like Truck Stream or something." And I was like, "Do you think that they only like put it up there because they knew you're coming?" And he's like, "I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I can see how you would think that." Blah blah blah. But going in there and kind of unprompted, it kind of dispelled that suspicion for me.
Well, that's
It's
good.
really difficult to explain. Yeah, it's really difficult. Like I knew that I would go there and I would kind of. I don't want to say that I'm like drinking the TF2 Kool-Aid, but I do think that I do think that I have the privilege of coming in at a time where the size of the TF team isn't a secret, because if I don't know if you guys remember, but everybody who's gone to Valve previously, or at least set it up, has for some reason decided to keep the size of the Team Fortress TV or the Team Fortress team a secret. But luckily, and I think you guys are going to talk about the Gaben AMA later.
Yeah.
In the Gaben AMA, Driller he popped in and said that the size of the TF team was 16, and everybody like freaked out. They're like, "Oh my god,
Right.
it's 16! Oh my god!" And like, before that even happened, I knew that when I was going to go to Valve, that I was going to try and figure out, like, I was going to find out how many people are actually working on TF2, and I was not going to keep it a secret, because I think that that's important. I think that is very important for people to know that. And so we went in there, and it looked like there were, a decent amount of people working on the game. Like there were a few people in there, but they were doing a playtest. So I don't know if they brought in people to playtest the game from other parts, or if like they brought in the artist to play or whatever. But like when Driller said that there were 16, didn't that seem like kind of a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like everybody, it's like a meme, that there's like 5 people working on the team, but
Mhm.
I think everybody always assumes it's like around 10ish.
Yeah.
So like 1.5 times is pretty good.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about like what he and I think you can bring up the answer specifically, but he said this includes programmers, artists, sound designers, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you take that into account, I mean, it kind of gave me the suspicion that maybe when you count people who just do artwork, or people who like work on the comic, for instance, or people who do sound design, those people aren't in charge of like the pyro update. Like they aren't in charge of like how the hitboxes on the flamethrower work, like
Right.
that. I don't really consider that, and I know it's kind of like rude to say or whatever, but I don't really consider those people to be real developers of TF2. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They do work for TF2. They do work for making the game better, obviously, and like it obviously can't be a development team without the sound designer and all that stuff. But those people aren't those people aren't in charge of the part of the game that actually like kind of affects the fun of the game. Like it is
Yeah.
subconscious in the end, but in the end, like what the updates like turn out to be is in charge of the programmers in the end, right? The people who program the game. So I went in there and I asked Jill, I was like, "So how many people work on TF2? And he said, well, and I brought up the AMA, and I was like, "So there's 16 according to Driller." He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "So that includes like all of the artists and the programmers and stuff?" He's like, "Yeah." And in his words, he said that it's mostly artists, which kind of confirms my suspicion that when you say 16, you're mostly including the artists. And then I was like, "So how many programmers are there?" And he's like, "Well, it depends on your definition of the word programmers, but I'd say anywhere in between 4 and 5. So
Yeah.
it turns out that the meme of 5 people working on TF2, in my opinion, is true.
Right.
I mean, there essentially are 5 programmers working on TF2.
Which, I mean, they're
That makes
basically
sense.
in control of the game.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
And we can name off 3 of them. There's Driller, there's Eric, and there's Jill. So there's a couple more that we don't really know about. Oh, well, at least that I don't know about. So I think that number can be very important, though, for people who are possibly upset with the speed in which things are done, or maybe even possibly the quality in which things are done, because uh, at some point you have to realize that TF2 is a pretty big game for how old it is and for how many people are working on it, especially. So 5 people working on TF2 isn't enough, and they know that. Like, there were a lot of questions. Like, for instance, like I brought up, like I asked them, like, well, what about Source 2? Or no, Pazer asked that. He's like, what about Source 2? Like, Gabe himself hinted that he wants every game moved into Source 2 eventually, and he's like, yeah, and he did, and that is an overall goal of the company, but that would be nice for TF2, but unfortunately we only have a few people working on it. Like, that would be a huge task to undergo. We'd have to drop every other project that we're working on in order to focus on it. We'd have to bring in people from other parts of the company to help us. Like, it's too much. So just keeping that in mind, I think, kind of has helped me as far as like my expectations go, because I think people expect Valve to be on par with every other game of their size, but unfortunately they just don't have the resources, and it is very sad, and they do wish that they could bring in more people, but it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So, so knowing that the meme of 5 people working on it is true makes you feel better about it.
It makes me feel better about what we've gotten as far as results.
Okay.
Because I think that the frustration comes from people seeing the results of the quality of the updates being like subpar in the last like year or so. And pardon me, and Jill multiple times admitted that the casual mode specifically, or I guess meet your match in general, was pushed too early. Like, he knows that, and he was constantly saying it all the time. It was kind of funny. I feel like he felt like we were gonna be mad at him at first, but he's a pretty cool guy. There's a lot of people, I think, a lot of loud people in the TF2 community, yeah, who complain about it all the time, and I think that it makes them nervous to say anything because they don't want to disappoint people.
Yeah.
Because there are only a few people. I mean, they don't want to make promises that they can't uphold, because like I said, it's just a few people. They can't do everything.
Going back to the one thing that you guys were talking about, how they just like set up like a front when like TF2 people come in. I can just imagine, like, if that was actually true, just imagine like the funny little group conversation they had right before you guys came in. Like, all right, hey, we need to get this truck stream up right now. We got to set up make it seem like they're actually playing the fucking game. Turn off the Dota 2. It's just like hilarious. That'd be funny, man, if that actually happened.
Yeah.
But that's crazy, though, man. I see. I feel that's more of a conspiracy theory, though. I don't think.
Of course,
that's,
it always has been, and most things about Valve's inner workings have always been conspiracy theories. Even the stuff that I've talked about in videos about Valve, like, it's all speculation. Valve is very secretive. They always have been from the day that they started making games.
They only have 5 devs, man. I mean, shit, versus like 1,000 memers that are just constantly shit posting like every 2 days. What do you do? Like,
imagine you're in that position, right? You're in charge of imagine us 3 were in charge of TF2.
Yeah.
Everything. Everything about TF2.
Okay.
I mean, isn't that kind of a lot? Like, would you sit on forums all day trying to explain like what you're supposed to be doing, or would you actually just do it?
That's why they need a community manager,
They do need that, but that's an employee, essentially,
No, dude, that's even worse. Like, at least if 3 of us are doing, like, imagine putting Scotcha as like the community manager, right? And we're like, all right, let's go do our thing.
I wouldn't choose Scotcha to be the community manager.
But imagine that the salt levels are going to be at an all-time high. It's just stress for everybody involved. But if it's 3 of us handling 1,000 people, I think honestly at a certain point I just crack trying to deal with like 10-year-olds complaining about my game. I probably just put up a screenshot, like the first ever tweet ever on Team Fortress Twitter is just going to be a screenshot of my Overwatch hours. That'll be like the first tweet I send out. Like, fuck everybody, we're done with this game.
Hmm.
Nah, but it's a lot of stress though. I'm kind of happy that you visited and they're actually like playing the game and enjoying it. That shows a
Yeah.
lot about where
I'd
the game
say,
is headed.
yeah, and I'd say like I'm personally a patient person, but I can still understand why people are leaving or at least like not playing the game as much because Valve doesn't. And I was talking to somebody last night. I forget who it was, but we were playing Overwatch. I was playing it for like the first time in weeks because I just kind of wanted to play with friends or whatever, and people were inviting me to play. But we were talking about like I don't know. I was mentioning that like I don't take the game of Overwatch very seriously. I just don't think that it's a serious game. It's like kind of goofy in my opinion, like how everything is set up. But uh the person I was playing with, they're like, I think this game is fun. I like it a lot, and eventually like they made the point. I like this game because the devs care about it. And I was like, so are you comparing that to Team Fortress 2? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, well, I went to Valve on Monday and they do care about the game. The problem is there's three of them. There's like three or
Yeah.
four of them sitting in there caring about the game as much as they possibly can. But I mean, like they can't compete with Valve or with Blizzard because they have like thousands of people. They have people who their entire job is to sit on the Twitter all day and interact with people. And there's entire people whose entire job is to sit there and interact with the community. Valve just doesn't have the resources to do that. They don't have a person where that's their job. Jill does it as much as he can, but at the same time, he's sitting there coding the actual game.
But they
Most of
could have the resources to do that. They have the money to pay somebody to do that, right?
You're very right. You're very right. And I did bring this up. I did ask Jill. I was like, so why doesn't Valve hire more people to work on the Team Fortress team? And he's like, well, it comes from the way that Valve works as a company, which is kind of it's good for the employees because honestly, like if I was a game designer, I would fucking love to work at Valve. Like the place is like heaven. It only has one foosball table, but it's not. It is as close to heaven as you can get.
Yeah.
So the problem is that with the way that the company works, and you guys already probably know this, that everybody kind of works on whatever game they want to. You get hired by Valve, and then you go and you walk over and you can walk into any office and start working on a game, just as long as you like doing it. That's all they care about. So the issue is that they could hire, like, and this is Jill's number. I don't know why he chose this number. He's like, he said, Valve could hire 500 people to work on the on the TF team,
Yeah.
and he's like, that would be great. But then Dota would be like, oh, where's our 500, employees? And then CS:GO would be like, where's our 500 employees? They only have 40, people working on their game, and that's the meme within that community as well. So, it's kind of a conflict of interest thing, and it's something that is in charge of the Valve higher-ups, as he called it, which I didn't think that there were higher-ups, but of course, that doesn't really make any sense if there wasn't. But it's not really in the TF team's hands, as far as I know. He made it sound like they want it badly, but it just isn't going to happen because
Yeah.
they would need to do massive hiring from outside the company, and which would create a conflict of interest within the company itself.
Yeah, I can actually see that.
It's just
One of
kind of
those
an
things.
unfortunate situation, and
Yeah.
it's not something that we can blame anybody but the company of Valve on. But at the same time, being a fan of a Valve game is hard work, as you can tell by the millions of people who want Half-Life 3 to come out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, being a Blizzard fan is much easier than being a Valve fan because Valve does not communicate, for one, and two, they don't make games anymore. So it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult in that regard already.
Dude,
But
just imagine if Driller sat in front of a fucking camera every week and he's like, all right, guys, we're going to talk about the changes to Engineer and the Pyro and the next update.
Yeah.
Like, that would be crazy. I feel like at that point, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
too hard to be a fan. But, yeah.
I mean,
Real quick, though.
just
Oh, sorry, Grace.
just
Yeah.
I just want to I understand like what they're saying, where it's like, oh, if we hire this many people and we say you have to work on TF2, all the other games are gonna want more employees. But like, all we really need is one person, for like community management.
Mhm.
It's not like, and I feel like if Dota's like, oh, we want one of those, okay, just get them one. Like,
Oh, I know what you mean, but here's
but
the thing: community management is. It seems like it would be pretty easy, but when they go to the TF team every day and they're like, "So what are you guys working on?" They're gonna say, "Well, we're 5 dudes and we're all still trying to work on this thing." So same answer as last week. I mean, what is that
right,
community manager going to do with that information? So it doesn't come from a problem of they don't have a community manager. It comes more from a problem of they don't have enough people working on the things that need to get done every day.
right, but
And if they got more people doing that, then a community manager would actually have a job to do. You know what I mean?
yeah. I just know earlier you were saying that Jill will like lurk. They all lurk everywhere, but if they didn't have to lurk, if they had one guy to lurk,
Yeah.
then they could all focus on doing the programming, and I feel like they could get, maybe not like substantially faster, but a little bit
I mean, it sounds like they do it in their spare time. It doesn't sound like it's like
on
they
the clock.
dedicate like an
Yeah.
yeah. It doesn't sound like they do like, you know, this is the lurk hour. Everybody lurk.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but I know what you mean. It seems like such a simple solution, but when it comes to money and employees and hiring processes, and Valve already doesn't hire very many people as it is. It's kind of not as simple of an answer, unfortunately. Like everything, really. It sounds simple, but it's not.
Yeah. Well, real quick, we're just gonna segue into this
Ooh.
topic real quick, and I actually want to talk to Dan about this too because I feel like he was pretty much involved in this. Uh, let's talk about a recap of the weekend that we spent out there.
Okay.
First things first, though, I just want to say, like, I don't want to reveal anything about Uncle Dan's location or anything like that, but it's dope. Like, that's all I'm gonna say about it. It's really nice. He lives in
I don't
like
know
a
why
really
you
No.
keep hyping that up. It's not even that
it's
cool.
so, dude. You say that because you live there. It's like that thing where like you live in a location for so long that like you don't see it, but then like when you come from the outside, you're like, that's a pretty cool location right there. You got a little,
I
But
live in a really flat city, I guess you could say. Like it's like a city, but there's no skyscrapers. It's like there's a
yeah,
lot of things around me. I live right next to the mall. That's probably why it looks really cool because it's like really booming. Like literally like it takes me 5 minutes to walk to the mall. Like
booming.
and
you
it's
see
one of the only
that?
malls around here.
Yeah, that's amazing. See, it takes me like an hour to get
See,
to like a
I guess
decent
compared to
mall.
where you live, yeah, you live out in
Yeah,
the middle of a suburb. Like
yeah,
that's kind of also kind of like you have to get on a highway to get anywhere, right? So I mean,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
It's
guess
pretty bad. Yeah.
yeah, I guess compared to where you live, sure, but I mean, it's still kind of like average for what I'm used to, I guess. I've always lived in those kinds of cities that are not really cities. They're more, I guess you could call them towns. I don't know.
Right. Dude, see, like the thing is, my chat, I'm pretty much assuming they all live in like a cave somewhere in Afghanistan, so they don't really understand the struggles of living in like a civilized area. No, but like it's basically like the ease of access that I really like about your area that you live in. But I picked you up. I picked up Grizzly Berry. That was really good. We went to like an Indian restaurant and stuff.
That place was
Um,
good.
What do we
that was
get? What do we
amazing,
have?
dude. Okay, hold up,
Oh, dude, you're
chat.
making me
I don't.
hungry. I'm gonna actually order something to eat.
Dude, do you have Indian takeout? That would like complete. I would move out with you, like if that's like a real thing. Indian takeout, dude.
I don't
Don't
know
rely on
actually.
anyone. But
I'm tempted to Google it.
go for it, dude. So we ate butter chicken and naan. We got fucking two types of naan too. Like I really
Ooh,
like
ooh.
introduced them, to like the different varieties here. We got fucking garlic naan with like actual pieces of garlic on the fucking breading. That's
Whoa.
how you tell. That's how you tell,
Yeah, that's how
boys.
you
That's
know.
that's the real deal. Whew. And then we got butter naan, which I feel like that was like
That's
overshadowed
just
by
like
the
the
garlic
classic
naan.
naan, right?
Right.
You
That was
should
just
just
like a
yeah.
yeah. No, I kind of hyped it up. I was just like, yo, this is so
You
nice
should have
and
started with the
delicious and
butter naan and
decadent.
then gone to the
Right.
garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think I oversold the tandoori chicken legs, which is like the other dish that we got.
Well,
yeah,
me and Grizzly kind of had the same like opinion on it. It was just too bony. Like it
lot of
looked
bone.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
far away, it looked like it was like, oh, this has got a lot of meat on it. But nah, it was just
Yeah.
like a really bony chicken leg. I've never had such a bony chicken leg in my life. Usually when you see them
Dude.
that fat and round, you're like, oh, half that's meat.
Oh, it's
Nah,
gonna
I
be
don't
a
know
good meal.
It's just a fucking joint that's like the size
Yeah.
of like a
Yeah.
fucking softball, dude. That's literally what
It
that
was good, but
yeah, yeah.
there was a lot to leave to the
Yeah.
imagination.
And then
I
we
don't
got
know
some
where they
bird
got
seed
that from,
after
but
that.
dude, it's not bird seed. All right, look. This is a very
That's
like
bird seed.
this is like an Eastern tradition. I feel like because over there in like Asian, like we're talking China, that area, they drink like sake or like hot tea after a meal. In India, we fucking eat it's like I'm trying to think. It's like a type of seed. It's not a bird
It's like a
seed though. Grizz
grain.
is just it's a grain. It's like a kind of grain that's like what does it taste like to you, Grizz?
What did
Would you
that particular type taste
like?
like?
Yeah, what did you taste when you were eating that?
Tasted like
I'm trying to.
some black licorice.
Okay, that's what Dane said too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it tasted like
okay.
a good and plenty, which is like a licorice candy.
Right. And you got to eat that, dude. After like an Indian meal, when it's just like fucking like fulfilling, and your whole stomach is just full of meat and naan and carbs and all kinds of good shit, you just gotta, have a little digestion tool, right? Grizz fucking hated that, dude. He pretty much ranked the meal that was already amazing at like a fucking like the chicken bone kind of reduced the points there, but like the seeds killed
I'm
it.
gonna tell them how the meal started
was-
off. Okay, the meal
oh.
started off
Okay.
at a high point because we had the garlic naan, we had the butter chicken. I was eating that up and I was going, dude, this is like a 9 out of 10.
Gobbling it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it was so good. And then
Gobble gobble, boys.
he brought out the tandoori chicken and it was really bony.
Yeah.
It was good, but it
Yeah.
just tastes like a chicken leg. I wasn't like, whoa, this is like something special. So I brought it down like to like a 7, and then. He started hyping up this tea. He said, "Oh, there's this tea that you drink after this. It's really refreshing." And I
Yeah,
thought this,
refreshing was the word he used too.
Yeah.
I thought was really funny.
Was it not refreshing? Okay, to be
No,
honest with you, it
No.
wasn't.
hot ass tea, dude. That's not
Look,
refreshing.
dude, that's refreshing because like
That wasn't refreshing.
You drink that tea and you're like, that's warm and it just fucking cool.
What?
But
That's not
I don't know.
refreshing.
that's refreshing is like cool. It's like cool lemonade or something, man.
Yeah, you take a glass
What?
of ice water. That's some refreshing
Yeah.
ice water, you know?
I feel like hot liquids could be like a nice coffee. Like you
I
just kind
disagree.
of.
I
I've never been
you're like,
refreshed by anything hot.
Dude, Chad will back me up. No, actually, no one will. Refreshing by definition, I feel like is
Yeah.
And then the
It's like
bird
the
seed
Sprite
came
thing.
out, and he gave
Yeah.
Dane a little bit, and then he gave me like 1.5 times the amount of Dane. I just spit it out. Like I started chewing it,
'Cause-
and I just spit it out because it was
I
bad.
think I had a manageable amount, but I didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it. I just thought it was odd.
Dude, Grizz is skinny as hell, so I thought that maybe the food is like a little, you know what I mean? I was just like, I gotta give him a little bit extra, kind of get that digestion process rolling. But he fucking hated that shit. That ruined his meal. And I felt a little guilty. I was like, because I took you guys to that restaurant because that used to be the place that I went to when I was like going to college out there. So and it was amazing. Like every time I would go with my friends, like the fucking, first of all, the chicken legs were not so fucking lean. It was like an actual, And then the tea was actually way tastier back then too. Like everything was better back then, I guess. It's like nostalgia maybe.
Yeah, as you
but
said, it's nostalgia talking.
yeah, it probably is. Maybe it was already like shit back then too, but I didn't realize. But yeah, no, I felt a little guilty. I was like, damn, I should have given these guys the fucking bird seed. That's like a real fucking. It's like that's too Eastern. It's a little too deep south, But yeah. But overall, though, what would you guys rate that without the bird seed? If you took that
Pre-bird
away
seed and
the-
pre-tea, I'd give it a 7
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah, the actual meal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider those to be part of the actual meal.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
right.
I'd even go to I'm gonna go up to 8. I'm gonna go an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I've never had Indian food before. I was expecting my expectations were medium. I was expecting to have an opinion about it. My opinion is good.
Mhm.
There you go. See? At least, yeah. It's the whole trip started out positive like that. We pretty much that was like.
You
know,
say
I was
that like the
telling-
trip is gonna go downhill.
Yeah.
No. The rain kind of made it a little downhill, to be honest. But
My meal-
aside
The
from that,
the drive was awful. We
That
were
was
making the
awful,
best
dude.
of it, but I mean, like
Yeah.
the rain was just terrible.
it was
Yeah.
fucking.
We made a stop
yeah.
at Denny's.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that was good.
Yeah, that's the
a good-
highlight.
I haven't
of the
been to
trip.
Denny's in a long time.
Yeah, Denny's was nice.
What do we all get? I got the country fried steak with the
I copied
country
the same
gravy.
thing as Grizz. Yeah, got the same
Oh.
thing.
I got
Dude.
the lumberjack. I
Did
don't
nice.
remember what came with it, but it looked good at the time, so I got it.
Yo, actually, chat real quick. So we did this while we were at Denny's, and Grizz was supposed to post a picture of it. He had an idea to tweet it out.
I'll
But
post a picture later.
all right, but we'll do chat right now, real quick. So
yeah.
there's three types of bread, dude. There's wheat bread, there's sourdough, and there's white bread, right? And there's three of us eating a meal there. So like, which bread do you think corresponds with which person? That's like the
Yeah.
thing. Like
That's the
and
test, yeah.
Do we ask Scott that or his wife? I'm not
No,
sure.
we
Someone
did ask
answered that
Scott. We asked Scott and he
correctly.
nailed it.
Yeah, Scott told us, but like maybe Chap might knows really well too. I don't know. We can correspond that. But yeah. Dude, actually before we went to Denny's, I gotta tell you guys, the scariest fucking part about that entire trip was me taking you guys through that air quote scenic highway.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Dude, that was scary as shit because like it was early morning. I was not prepared to drive like 100 fucking miles right in the morning. And when I got off of that fucking scenic highway, I told Dane this, Grizz, but like basically all that highway did was take us like behind the traffic. That's all it did. If you went one more exit, we'd be back at my fucking house. We literally just did all that.
This
to
highway,
just get
this
behind
highway
one
was
exit.
crazy though. It was like
It was insane.
Was like a giant S, and it kept like going back and forth, and it was one way, and there were like 20 cars on this thing, and it was like 5:30.
That was so weird, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was faster, apparently, right?
It was way faster. We would have been stuck for an hour in that morning traffic.
Yeah,
But
I think so.
it was bad, dude. Last year we backed up. But the worst thing was every single time I would turn, I couldn't see the fucking like things next to me or behind me, and the visibility was shit too. And it was just like I just followed that red light. I felt like that was pretty much like all our driving experiences throughout fucking the whole weekend. Just had to follow the red in front of us.
Yeah, it was bad.
But yeah.
But
it
we
was
got
bad,
there like
yeah.
what, 12:30ish maybe.
Record time. Record time
time.
with that kind of fucking rain, dude. We
Yeah.
nailed that travel. I think the best leg of travel, I'm not gonna lie, is Dane doing Grapevine. Because for some
I
reason
had the easy part. I had the easy
Right.
part. See, like
That
you
shit was
had to do
smooth.
the scenic hard. You had to do the scenic highway, which probably
Mm-hmm.
was bad. And then all I had to do was the straightaway. Like I had to, like we got back on what was it, the 99 or something, and then it was just straight arrow. And then I went over the Grapevine, and then after that I gave it to Grizz, and then he had to basically drive through like the city of LA, which
Yeah.
you know isn't
Which
just
is-
I arrow.
Yeah, it was only like 45 minutes though. So I definitely got the. I feel like I got the easiest part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would have honestly put on. Oh, really? Because I felt like I was a few times I was pretty close to putting on the what do you call it? Where you just kind of let the
E-lights?
car drive. No.
Oh, cruise control.
Cruise control. I was thinking about putting that on, but I was like, I can barely see in front of me. I don't think this is a good idea.
No, to be honest, dude, I don't even think my car has a real cruise control. It just has the button, but I never
Oh,
pressed
really?
it. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
I was always, dude, it's like 10 years old. It's like a decade old car. I don't know if it has the function even, so I don't know. Maybe it does, but I think like throughout that whole travel though, right when we got to LA, dude, we got clickbaited by a gas station sign, and then we took it. I remember we took an exit, and we fucking drove a mile into like some random ghetto LA area, and then like we like on the way back,
A river,
we
basically.
noticed it was a river, dude. Like seriously, I
It was
don't
bad.
know how shitty LA's like sewer system
They're
actually
not
can
good
be.
because it never
Yeah.
rains there. So why would they
Yeah.
make them? You know.
That seems like such shitty planning. It's like San Francisco getting a fucking earthquake. It's like they
Yeah.
never planned for this shit, dude. Like remember Dane, like when we would drive, like whenever we went to SF, you might remember this, but right when you get into the entrance from the Bay Area, there's like this fucking arch, like a tunnel, right? Like right when you enter,
Mhm.
and above that are houses, and the only thing they're standing on is the fucking mountainside, dude. Like
Yeah.
a simple earthquake.
Dude, that
or a
entire
landslide
city is
going
on a
down.
hill, like a bunch of
Yeah.
hills. So
It's
yeah,
crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
you know the biggest the most devastating earthquake that ever happened in the U.S. was in San Francisco because like that
Yeah.
whole place is like ready to fall over, you know.
Dude, I bet like they should have fixed something there, but what's
Yeah,
the
another.
saying?
I guarantee you, in the next like 50, 100 years or so, there's gonna be like another earthquake in San Francisco, and it's just gonna fucking level the whole city.
Yeah. No,
If you
it's
live
gonna
in
be that,
if you live in San Francisco, move out.
Get
like
out of there.
right
You
now.
don't want
like
buildings
today.
falling on you like out of nowhere.
Fuck that, man. I feel
I
like
know.
that's the scariest thing. Like, just imagine like being in bed and you're just watching Rewind Land or some shit or Banny Stream, and then
As you do, as you do.
as anybody here is gonna be doing, and then we're just kind of laying back. You know what I mean? Banny's just talking about his shit out of nowhere, dude. The fucking everything starts rattling around you, and your fucking cocoa butter lotion falls on the floor. You're like, oh
Oh
shit.
no, hate that.
Oh shit, it's getting real out here. The TV starts shaking. You're like, oh god, that's scary, dude. I wouldn't even know where to go. I'd probably hide underneath my desk
There's
if
nowhere
anything.
to go.
Yeah, I don't even know if that would be good because I remember back in school they would teach you to hide behind, like hide underneath
Hmm.
the tables, which doesn't apply to like 90% of the situations where an earthquake would happen. But I don't know. I don't know what I do. Kind of scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
So we made the drive. No earthquakes
no
Yeah,
earthquakes.
to
luckily.
speak of.
No San Andreas fucking fault line earthquake. But yeah, dude, we made it all the way over there. I think the happiest I've ever been was to get out of that fucking car. Like that was like the
That's
greatest
the
thing,
happiest
dude.
you've ever been.
Going into Scott's house, that was what it was. Like parking and finally entering his house and then going upstairs and checking out his memorabilia and shit. Like that was amazing. Like just to get out of that car
Yeah, that
for
was
like
great.
It's that moment.
just that little bit of time. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was
Well, being
good.
in the car for 6 hours isn't
Yeah.
really that great.
yeah. Plus in that kind of rain too, we were like trying to make time the whole trip.
It kind of made me
Um,
feel like kind of a bit of a pussy though, because like I met a few people there, like somebody that I knew from my Highlander team was there. His name's Lacrum, and he told me that they drove 16 hours.
God damn.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, hold on, my food's here.
Oh,
Did
he
they-
actually did order food.
Oh, he did order food. I was gonna ask him did they actually like stay at a hotel there. But yeah, you're supposed to, right? If you do like a fucking 16-hour stretch, I'm sure one guy drives like what? Depending on how many people are in the car, but if you have two people at least, that's over 8 hours per
I
person.
say you're doing like 4 hour shifts.
Oh, you think so? That actually sounds better,
Yeah.
even with two people. You would need a place to stay, right? You can't just fucking
You
leg
can't,
that
no,
shit.
you can do that. You could do that in a day.
No way.
Yeah,
really?
leave it. We left at 5:30. If we left at
Mhm.
5:30, that'd put us there at like 9:30 or something. I don't know.
When you and
Yeah.
Kate did the leg from
Oh, that was
Utah to like, how long was that shit?
That was like 15.
Fuck, dude. And you guys didn't get a hotel room. You guys just went straight.
Well, yeah, we went to my uncle's house.
Oh my god, that's awful.
Dude, I couldn't even imagine that. I like
Yeah.
the longest I've ever driven is like 9 hours from Sacramento to San Diego, and I hated that drive so much. I did it twice.
Yeah.
Every time I was
I
like,
feel
not
like
doing this again.
Our trip actually went by pretty quick, I think.
No, yeah.
Down
Well, we
LA.
left
For
from
us?
lower than I normally
Mhm.
leave from. I usually leave from Sac, and Raj's place is like 2 hours away from mine south. So it
Yeah.
took technically it felt like 2 hours less because I had done like the 2 hours earlier.
Dude, that 2 hours is such trash. Like if you're coming out from Sac, because there's no scenic highway to
No, yeah.
reroute you. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like,
there's no scenic highway like that one we took.
yeah, you need the scenic highway.
Gotta have that.
But yeah, dude. Once we got to Scott's house, though. Actually, wait. Before that, there's a meme that Dane fucking like we all realized it, but Dane was having the best time with this meme. Dan, do you remember that one dude's food truck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one, dude.
Dude, maybe it was just
Fucking-
because I had been in the car for so long, but I just could not stop laughing at that name.
Tony's food.
No,
Tony's,
Foods. Yeah.
Like multiple
Oh, yeah,
foods.
Multiple
Multiple
foods.
types of foods.
Tony's
Dude,
Foods. Dude.
we were at an intersection to get back on the freeway, and this random truck just pulls up with some depressed ass looking dude in the front, and all it says is just a white plain truck, right? It's a food truck, and then
Super
all it
basic.
has, yeah, it just says Tony's Foods. That's it. Like there's like you don't see the fucking hot dogs. There's no pictures.
No,
of the-
there's no pictures. It
No.
just says in red lettering, bold, Tony's Foods.
It's not like Italian food. It's not like American food.
No,
Mexican,
nothing
it's just
specific.
Tony's
Yeah,
Foods.
dude. Just Tony's Foods. That's
That's
amazing. Every time Dan laughs at that shit makes me laugh too. It's so dumb, like the whole situation. But
Because I was thinking about it, I
yeah.
was like, what is he? I was thinking about his advertisement. It was mostly making me laugh because it was just so ridiculous. Where he's just like, imagine him saying like, "Hey, come on down to Tony's Foods. We've got blue food. We've got red food." it's just like it's not even specific. Even when he's trying to describe it, he's like, "We've got hot food, cold food, we've got refreshing food."
Just all kinds of fucking food.
Every sort of food imaginable.
Yo, if you live out there in the LA area, make sure you flag down that truck at Tony's Foods. I don't know if he has a website. He probably doesn't, so you're gonna have to just find him. But when you do, though, you're gonna be eating Tony's Foods.
Yeah.
That's the way
You have
to
to
go.
let us know what it is, because
we don't know. Yeah, it's just random fucking foods. But yeah, dude, going into Scott's house was kind of a trip for me because, like, right when I went in, I saw the cat. And I remembered I was hyping up the cat tweet. Like, he tweeted out, like, the box with the cat. And he was like, if I get 100 likes, I'll show you guys the face of the cat. And I was just retweeting that shit. I was like, yo, let's get to 100 likes, guys. I can see what the cat is. And then actually seeing the cat, it was a really cool cat. I forgot the name. I think Sabrina or something. Yeah. That was a nice cat, dude.
Like,
it really stank,
Sabrina,
but it's a good
teenage
cat.
witch.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I got really close with that cat, dude. Like, I was sleeping downstairs one night, and the cat was just sleeping on my feet, and my feet just died. And I was just like, "What's happening, dude? I can't feel my fucking legs. Like, what's going on?" I see this cat down there, but yeah, that's my extent with my experience with Sabrina.
Yeah, met the cat.
I don't think I've talked to you guys since you guys got back. How was staying at Scott's house?
It was good.
A treat.
It was a treat.
Awesome.
No, it wasn't bad. Like, it was enjoyable. We had a good time.
Grizz got white girl wasted. He got fucking. He started like drinking barefoot.
Dude,
is that what it's called?
You gotta have
Hell
barefoot.
Yeah, barefoot.
That's my boy.
That shit's sweet as fuck, dude. I still can't believe like
it's good.
How sweet that shit is. Yeah.
Except for the second day, it wasn't good at all. But
yeah, it was like nail polish or something, right?
Nail polish remover.
Yeah, that's what that shit smelled like. It was awful. But we had a lot of fun though. Dude, like the craziest thing is, I felt like out of that whole trip, right? The craziest thing is how in tune Scotcha's wife is with like our YouTube channels, and that's like something I didn't realize until like she made an Excel sheet, right? And it's really sweet. Like she had this whole thing, but she had an Excel sheet and she had like all her stats charted out, right? So like so for example, she would do this thing where like she would Google your name, like Uncle Dane, and then it would just have like your videos, and that's like how relevant your name is to your content, right? And then if you look up Grizz's, it have like fucking just like 10 other people because he collabs a lot, so that's that's what you get there. And then so mine is all my names and whatnot, and it's cool. Like she charted it out, and then she was just like talking about like growth and how we can grow and what we should do and all this kind of like cool stuff. We had like a lot of talks about that before the barefoot hit, and yeah, it was fun.
Before the barefoot hit.
Yeah,
Mrs. Jaw is a
she's like a YouTube analyst.
That's
analytics master.
Yeah, dude. Scott got lucky. Scott, you better hit 100K this year, bro, just off your wife's advice. That's good.
I didn't know what to do with the data, but it was there.
It was there.
That's Scott's secret to a successful YouTube channel. He's got the wife.
Right?
Behind every great YouTube channel is a great YouTube wife.
Behind every viral video is a wife that can SEO that shit. Get that shit out there. He hit the keywords just right on those, but yeah. That was awesome. That was one thing. Alex was adorable, his kid. We're messing around with him for like 2 days. But yeah, dude, like honestly the highlight of staying at his house was that there was a donut place that was open like fucking all night? Like it was
24/7.
Yeah, and their donuts were fucking amazing, dude. Like I feel like it's the inner fat ass in me talking, but their donuts were so fucking good.
They were good.
They were worth
What made
the
them
money.
good? What makes a good donut?
It was like
I don't know what it is.
No, okay, you know when you go and you
Can't
go
tell.
wherever, Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, and you taste the donut, and it's just like super generic tasting. It's just like it's what you expect out of a donut, right? These were like they had like a bready quality to them. Like they just seemed higher quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Like they just I don't know. You bit into it, and it was more substantial. It wasn't just like you're biting into air. You're biting into something.
Okay.
It was nice, dude.
They were good.
I think the thing was like the donut that I got, right? Like, because you know how you usually bite into a shitty donut, and it'll be like air, but then
You
it'll be
know the
like a little
instant
bit
you
of
bite into it. You know what you're
right.
working with.
But this one though, even if there's a little pocket of air, because it's bound to happen. Like even if there was, it's still like a sweet air. You're like, oh shit, this is like the real deal. This is worth the $4. I don't even think it was $4. I feel like it was like
No,
a
I think
dollar
it's
per
like
donut,
$4
but
for all the donuts. Donuts
yeah,
are
that
cheap.
was nice. Yeah. And yeah, I think that pretty much like summed up our Scotch house experience. They're really nice. I think before I left,
Very
uh,
accommodating.
really accommodating, dude. Like they were like super awesome about everything. One of the things
Oh,
we did right before we left was we went to like some breakfast nook called Butter. I don't know if Dan, I don't know. You probably don't
But
have time. You went straight to Seattle, but
butter.
yeah, it's called Butter.
Okay.
That's what it's called, and they serve like really fucking good breakfast. Like, how would you rate that, Grizz? Like your fucking
that was
breakfast
good.
there?
I
Because
got I got brisket and eggs.
yeah,
And
Whew.
it was like noon when we when we ate. So
Yeah, it was
but it was
brunch.
really good. It was
Yeah,
spot on. I don't think I
I
got
took
toast that
a
time though.
nah. Yeah, I don't. Oh, by the way, let's answer the toast thing. So okay, Grizz, do the honors because you were gonna tweet this out.
Someone actually got it.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
or they're pretty close. Shipsy said Dane is white, which is true. Dane is white.
That's yeah.
Sourdough is Raja, but he never guessed what mine is. But just by process of elimination, yeah, I got the
Yeah.
wheat. Raj, for anybody who doesn't know, Raj hates wheat. Can't
Fuck
stand it.
wheat bread, dude. I hate that shit so much.
Really?
I don't know what it
That's
is.
like my
Yeah, dude.
second favorite.
Ever since I was a kid, I hated wheat bread because dude, I felt like everything that was healthy, I just hated as a kid. I would go the opposite direction. I just eat everything unhealthy. And the second someone tells me something is healthy, I don't know. It's like a weird thing as a kid that you do, but I guess I was doing it a lot more. Wheat bread was just like I'm predisposed to hating
I
that
hate
shit.
everything as a kid. If it's healthy, I hate it.
Sourdough, dude. I found out about that. I was like, ooh, this is the new
Sourdough's
thing,
only
dude.
good sometimes. Like
Yeah,
sourdough's really hard to get right, I feel like.
yeah.
It's
I
Because I've
don't
had
think you
bad
did it
situational.
right,
sourdough, I've
but
had bad sourdough, I've had good sourdough. It's really strange.
yeah.
But you can't really go wrong with white bread.
Yeah, white is
Yeah,
casual.
white's
Wheat
a
bread is
classic.
pretty much only really good on like toast and sandwiches.
Yeah.
What else do you use bread for?
I guess you're right. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's like a culinary mastermind in our chat that fucking has like 10 different recipes for bread, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like for normal use it's just toast, right? And then just
I'm sure there is. I
fucking
just can't think of any.
sandwich. Yeah. But yeah, so that happened. Dane, how the fuck was your hotel experience? Because I remember because okay, when Agro got in, he basically had to move rooms because he found
Yeah.
blood and semen on the fucking floor, which I
Stains,
don't need
not
stains. I don't
fresh.
know. Oh, it could have been. We don't know what happened in that room. No, it was
I mean, it wasn't a
still,
great
but
hotel, but I'm not very picky. I
yeah,
thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Our hotel didn't have stains anywhere, but I mean, I
they
don't
probably
know.
covered it up with the chlorine fucking smell that was there
I
the
know,
whole time.
right? Good thing. I'm glad that went away, like pretty much right away. But
Yeah.
Did
I
you
was
guys
worried
have
that
a
would linger.
you guys have a complimentary breakfast?
Yeah, but I didn't experience it. I stayed in, I think.
Stayed in.
Yeah.
How was getting drunk with the hotel boys? I think it was the last
That's
night,
the
right?
reason why I stayed in because I was
Yeah.
recovering. It was fun. It was fun. A lot of them. Everybody's really cool.
Dude, I was hoping you'd do like an obligatory drunk tweet or something that everybody does
I
when they're
did.
usually drunk. You did? Okay, I didn't see
It
that.
literally
Okay.
says obligatory drunk at land tweet.
Really? No
Like
way,
it just
dude.
that's all it says in Brit. Like it's not
Ah,
anything specific.
I gotta look this up. It just says, oh, okay, that's all it says.
It's a very meta joke.
Why are you fucking memeing when you're drunk, Dan? You gotta
Yeah, I'm at least aware enough to be
to just
meta.
meme. That's cool though. That's awesome. But yeah,
I don't even remember like getting back into my bed.
damn, you guys got fucking wasted.
I've never been that drunk before.
What'd you guys do? What are you guys? I mean, what'd you do
We played,
while you were drunk?
Well, I remember we started off basically that night by playing what's that apples to apples game? That's not apples to apples. It's like the adult
Cards Against
version.
Humanity.
Yeah, we played that for a bit. And then the guy who owned that game had to go early, so
Oh.
we stopped. And then it was me and like a couple other people. We were basically just like talking about TF2. Like
Yeah.
and we got drunker and drunker. And by the end of the night, we were basically just like having these like passionate like conversations, like just like basically screaming. I don't know who our hotel like neighbors were, but I must have felt bad for them. Because we were basically just like, man, like TF2 has so much potential, dude. Like we could. It was like just typical, like we were just drunk and like going crazy, like
Our
basically
TF2
having like basically just having like the conversations that we normally would, except we were just like really excited about it for some reason.
That's hilarious. Fuck, I wish I would have been there for that. Dude, like I think we were gonna go, like we didn't have a plan. I felt like we were supposed to go back with you guys. I don't know if that was the original plan that you guys had, but we ended up just going back
We're
to Scott's
horrible
house.
with plans.
That was bad. Yeah, we should have like planned that out more because we would have come by and got drunk with you guys. That would have been like a good way to end off the land. But
Would have to bring the barefoot, but you know.
Oh yeah.
ooh, you got to get the
Nah,
barefoot
I just
in
had
there.
some Coke mixed with rum.
I just had some Coke.
So that got you drunk, huh? The Coke
I had
and rum
like
mixture?
7 of them though. I had a lot of them, and I was not being.
okay.
I was being pretty generous with the rum.
Okay.
I've built up my tolerance to it. At PAX, I had to do mostly Coke.
Okay. Chaz just can take that out of context, like you're doing hella cocaine in the fucking hotel room right before the fucking trip.
But imagine
but
that
super
room
light.
like, yeah, that room like filtered out around like 3, and then we like walked outside, and I was gonna go back to my room, but on the way there, another like I don't know like another hotel room opened the door up, and Eckstein was in there, and I was like, oh hell yeah, and then I walked in there, and like I just hung out with them. There was a ton of people in there, and Eckstein was like talking about something I don't even remember. Right.
Yeah.
I do remember he was talking to me, and he said something about how he wants to get like Portland Burnsiders, which is like I think is his like Highlander team.
Yeah.
He wanted me to sponsor it, and I said I would, but he never mentioned it again. So I
Wait,
think
was
I'm
that
not.
when you were drunk?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if there's a binding agreement, but I
No.
mean, there you go.
But
yeah.
I mean, he never mentioned it again, so I don't know.
He's
if he
gonna
remembers
bust out
either.
like a voice recorder later and play it off.
Yeah.
You
I know,
you
right?
agreed, man.
Yeah, you said
That'd be
you would.
hilarious, dude.
I know.
I actually imagine doing that too. Like he has a whole team set up. It's like a controversial ass team. And he's like, "All right, guys, looks like we got the Uncle Dane support here. Got the voice recording." Oh, man.
But I remember. Well, that was actually one of the last things. I Snapchatted Eckstein talking, which
Yeah.
later I found, and I was like, "Why did I do that?" He wasn't even saying anything specific. He was
He
just
was
talking.
just talking.
And then, yeah, I don't remember getting back to my room, but I woke up the next morning and I had a big headache.
Yeah.
And
I
then
can
Julianer
imagine,
was
dude.
like, "I'm gonna go to the land." I'm like, "Give me like a couple hours."
Yeah. You got to detox after that shit, dude. It's too
Yeah,
much rum.
well, it was. I mean, it's probably TMI, but like I didn't feel good, and then I felt like I needed to throw up, but I didn't, and then
Yeah.
I like got up to go to the LAN, and I immediately felt like I had to throw up, and I did, and then I felt 100% better, like immediately. It's so funny.
You have to throw up. Like if anyone's
yeah,
ever
yeah.
gotten drunk, they have to understand that.
I know,
you
but I don't
like
like to. I don't like throwing
Yeah.
up. Oh, I mean, who does like it? But I mean, I don't like getting sick, so
Yeah.
I tried to put it off as long as possible, but I had to give in. And then afterwards, I was like, "Man, why didn't I do that earlier? Like,
Yeah.
it would have been way easier."
Hey, but see now you know. Next time you're fucking drunk as shit, you can just fucking remember that the next morning. Just
Oh, I will.
get a little,
Like I said, I've never drank that much before, so.
yeah. And peeing is really good too while you're drunk. Like instead of waking up the next morning, if you do go
Nah,
pee, it's
yeah.
like kind of a little filter out.
What are you
there.
crunching on over there, man?
Oh.
You got some chips? What kind of chips you crunching on?
They're like I think they're what do you call it? Like vinegar?
Salt and vinegar?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. But yeah. Okay. Well, see, that was our living arrangements, at least at LAN.
That was our living arrangements, yeah.
Dude, okay, so the actual fucking event, right? So when we went out there to the actual LAN, I gotta say, I don't think Scott, Grizz, or I actually spent as much time as Dane or his crew there, Julander and them. I don't think we spent as much time as you guys did actually there watching. We were kind of just like hanging out with ourselves and then coming back
Yeah.
every now and then.
I wanted to
But
watch I
yeah.
wanted to watch the actual game, so that's mainly that's why I was there.
Mhm.
How was that though? Like just like because
It's
you were there
awesome.
from start to end, right? So like you were.
I missed a
Were
few
there
games,
any
but for the most part I saw all the important games, yeah.
were there any dead spots, or did you think everything was sort of like on point?
As far as like the games?
As far as like just like the whole like experience of sitting there watching the game, was there any spots where like the interviews come on, you're like, all right, we gotta fucking, you know what I
Like
mean? We
Yeah,
gotta
all the
sit through
time.
this, but yeah,
All the
yeah,
time.
downtime. Like, how,
Was it
okay,
like
Yeah, there was a lot of
excessive?
downtime for sure, but I mean, in those times, you just kind of walk around and mingle with people, or just watch the open LAN, because the open LAN's happening off stage almost all the time. So you could go over and just kind of stand behind people's computers and watch them play the game.
yeah, that's
So I mean,
actually
there's
kind
always
of
something to
cool.
do.
Yeah.
Like there was always somebody to talk to, something to do.
Right,
Like
right, right.
you know, even in the times where I wasn't talking to anybody or watching somebody play a game, I would just go on Twitter and like post pictures and stuff. Like it was, yeah, like I don't know. I felt like I wasn't bored.
Hmm.
I think you summarized it up really well. Like right before we, like actually no, when we got there, you basically said that it was like watching a TF2 stream, but just in real
Mhm.
life, and you had the
Exactly.
chat there with you too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's kind of cool. Yeah. I think we skipped a big portion of it. We only came back for like the only match I honestly remember watching was the final. No, not even the final. I wasn't even there for that. No, no, before that, the first day. I think I never caught a bandy match, but I only caught like one match, and we were only there for like 10 minutes before I wanted to go like explore the fucking ghetto
Yeah,
around us.
yeah.
And then so I walked around. We went to that cool like restaurant place with like the 50 different fucking restaurants in one area. It's like an incubator or something there. But yeah, dude, like I didn't catch too many matches. I just ended up like seeing who won eventually. But yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. Who are you guys hoping to win?
To be honest, I didn't want Froyo Tech to win because they win a lot of lands, and I wanted to see
Yeah,
somebody else win. But they really brought it. I'm glad they won.
yeah, dude.
Second to, I mean, I guess I was kind of rooting for one of the like non-US teams, because you kind of learn how much they spend to get there. Uh, like Jasmine T spent like $16,000 to get there.
Yeah.
God
So
damn.
And like
That's
even if they
fucking
win
crazy.
first place, they're still losing money, you know?
exactly.
What's the cash price for first place?
Like 10,000. No,
I think
for
it's like
first place it
8
was like
maybe?
for first place it was like 5,000 or 4,000.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
the whole
crazy,
prize pool
dude.
was like 8,000, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Something like that.
the unfortunate thing about Jasmine T is that they kind of put everything into their demo man, and they kind of have him carry. Like they just like they tank their demo man, but if like their flank isn't super powerful, so once everybody kind of learned that at the LAN, they kind of took advantage of it. They were just like, oh, just like destroy their flank, and then like we can just close in on Paulson and his medic and kill them. Like, and it just kind of sucked because they got like 5-0'd
Yeah,
two times in a row, and then they just got fourth place, which was unfortunate. But I mean,
yeah.
I was rooting for them, but they didn't really take it too far. And then after that, I was like, I want Seven to win, but I don't really like the way they play the game. Like it's really slow and boring to watch, and I didn't really respect it that much. But at the same time, I don't know, I had to give my support somewhere other than Froyo, unfortunately. But it's like it's like a double-edged sword. It's like I don't want Benny to win because he takes every land by storm, and like he's a good player, he's a good team leader, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted to give it to somebody else. But at the same time, he picked up Nursey recently, and Nursey is like my favorite medic of all time. I think she's like really talented. So I was like, well, she's on Froyo, so I don't know. Maybe if Froyo wins, then at least Nursey gets to take home a land championship. So
Yeah,
I was split. People kept
that was
asking me like, who you
huge.
want to win? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, it was actually kind of crazy because I like from the beginning I kind of figured that Fourier was gonna win. Like, don't they always fucking win these LAN events?
Uh,
Like,
I don't think they've
Most
won
of the
anything
time.
from the I series, have they? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, they won most of the I series as far as I know, right?
Oh, they have?
The only I series they didn't win was I-58. They lost to 7 in the finals.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
what
one
used
of
to be
those
7?
things.
It was called Crowns back then.
Yeah. It was crazy though. Once Froya won, I was just kind of like, all right, well, I figured this was gonna happen. But I was kind of rooting for them mainly because I don't. Because the thing is, like, I don't follow Comp TF2 at all. So the only like real connections I have in the Comp TF2 scene is really just Banny and his team, and a couple TF.TV people. But since I don't follow it, I don't know about Jasmine T. I don't know about Seven. Like I kind of see their
Hmm.
tweets every now and then. So the only like
Froyo's like
real
the
thing I had is Freya.
yeah. I mean, Froyo is kind of like the Patriots, right? I mean, you root for them because you've heard about them and you know that they win. But
Yeah.
if you're not into football, you're probably gonna vote for the. You're gonna root for the Patriots, or like, even with I'll even do a movie analogy. Be like somebody asks you like, "What's your favorite director?" You'd be like Steven Spielberg. Like it's
Yeah.
like that's the director you know. Like you can't really name a whole lot of other ones, so
Right.
you just kind of go
They're
with the one you
mainstream
know.
as fuck,
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Froyo's mainstream.
That's what it is. We got to support the underground people,
Mm-hmm.
guys. Got to
Mm-hmm.
get the. We're starting up a new competitive team, all of us, called the Gusty Boys. That's about to
Yeah.
drop pretty soon. But that's crazy though. I mean, I didn't know any other teams. Grizz, who were you rooting for?
Um, Honestly, I didn't really have a team I was winning for, but like Dane was saying, I think it would have been nice for one of the international teams to win just to like recoup their losses, just because it's so expensive to come out here.
Yeah. Um,
So,
Real quick, speaking of the international team, we had Sammy in the chat basically say that the Australians are still there right now. Uh,
Oh, really?
well, I mean,
Nice.
hey,
yeah,
I don't
I
blame
don't
them.
know. I mean, dude, if you come out this far and you're spending that kind of money, you better
Yeah,
fucking
you
stay
better
here for
stay
like a
for a
Oh,
week
month.
or
hell
two.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get your money's worth. But also, shout out to Sammy Face because I feel like without her, this wouldn't have been possible. The whole land. I think like she was one of the
You're
main people
exactly
that
right.
set up the land, right?
No,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah. Huge shout out to
She
Sammy
brought
Face
yeah,
though.
she brought the idea to the higher ups and was like, TF2 question mark? And they're like, sure.
Yeah,
TF2. What do you
I
guys think
don't
of the
know.
venue?
It was
Because I
nice.
thought the
It's
venue was
really
really
cool.
nice. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah. I didn't
It
like
looked
anything
really legit.
surrounding it, but the inside of it was nice as fuck though, I'm not gonna lie. No, but dude, like the best part about the whole thing was the weed map sponsor because that was I was not expecting that. Like when I walked in, I'm like, why the fuck is there a weed maps logo like just right there?
No,
And
they're
they
a
would
good
have those
sponsor. I
ads.
mean, it's kind of a
Yeah.
meme, but I mean, I thought they accommodated us pretty well. They really do. Like, they're totally into the games. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I
No,
see.
we
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chris. What
no,
you
we were
say?
talking to one of the guys about it, Cody Dragon, right?
Yeah.
And basically, what he was saying is, like mainstream media or whatever, it's tough to get the name out there because like weed is like taboo or whatever. Not taboo
Hmm.
necessarily, but like not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
positive thing. So like they're focusing on like esports and stuff because a lot of people involved in esports are younger, so it's like a more appealing demographic to focus on. And there's also like a huge scene for like all these different games, so it's a really good way to like advertise.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say, I guess.
No, actually, because one thing I was gonna link back to was when we first talked about how like when you would go into Valve and they put up like a show just because they know you're TF2 players. I don't know, like it's a conspiracy, but it was just like an idea that just floated in my mind. Like I figured like they were kind of putting up like a front of like enjoying the TF2 esports, just esports in general. I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's just like a random thought that popped up. I think they genuinely did enjoy it
Sure.
though. But the guy that I talked to, not Cody Dragon, by the way, Dragon is his real fucking name. Uh, I talked to some other dude who was like there, and he seemed like super hyped about it, but he seemed like overly hyped. I felt like he like knew what to say, when I was like, "So what do you think about this?" Like he was just like, "Oh yeah, dude, I fucking love esports." Like I was just like, bro, like at a certain point, I'm like, "Do you even? Why are you here?" Like he's sort of just there to be like the dude
Right.
giving out the
Yeah,
merch
yeah.
and
I
shit,
mean,
but I don't know.
the way I see it is they're doing a lot more for the TF2 community than we are for them because
Yeah.
TF2 doesn't necessarily draw in, hundreds of thousands of viewers or even tens of thousands. So it's like they're putting something on the line where it's like for us. So I think any sort of support we can get, like, who cares if it's genuine or not? But I do think they're coming from a good spot just because they're not getting as much out of it as they would with another game or whatever. But they're still wanting to support like our scene.
Yeah. Actually, that's interesting because I don't know how like I don't have like the numbers for this, but I was just kind of like thinking about this the other day. There are actually a lot of pro TF2 players that I personally have on my friends list. Maybe it's just people on my friends list, but they all pretty much like smoke weed one way or another through like I feel like the weed maps thing. Because when I talked to Cody Dragon, that guy was saying he wants to integrate marijuana usage into esports. I don't know if that really helps with gameplay or not at like the pro level. I doubt it does, but it's interesting because I feel like that's sort of like their entrance in. They're trying to use like the whole like weed thing as a way to get into the gaming thing. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They kind of had some kind of like stake in it, I guess. But yeah.
No, I mean hopefully that
But
like they saw like positive returns from it, you know, and like they're going forward,
how
they'll
many
like
views did we
be
get
more likely.
on the stream?
I have no
Did,
idea, but
Dan, were you
It
checking?
was in between like 2,500 and 3,000
Was that is that normal
during
for
the.
an event?
No, actually, the I series hardly ever capped 1,000 viewers at any time, even during
Oh
the
wow.
finals. Yeah, so I mean, it was a huge success to say the least.
No, dude, I actually remember I talked to Grizz about this like a super long time ago. When Star was streaming TF2 like way back when, Gunmetal era, that guy got like 17,000 something viewers, right, for streaming TF2. And then I talked to Grizz about this, and he said that there was another competitive event that capped at like 15K or something, like some crazy big number. Do you know what event that is by any chance?
I zoned out on what were you saying?
What's that one event? What's that one comp TF2 thing that got like 15,000 views?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
I-58 had like I think they had less than I don't think they hit 10,000, but I think they were like over 5.
Okay, so was it like the
That's like
biggest
the biggest. That's
fucking?
like the biggest TF2 competitive event that I know of is the I
Okay,
series.
Yeah, and that's always been that way as far as I know.
okay, well, yeah,
Oh no, I was thinking DreamHack. Sorry, not
Oh,
I-58.
DreamHack.
Yeah, DreamHack barely got 1,000 viewers last time.
yeah, dude. That's one of the biggest ones that I normally hear of. But I'm kind of happy, dude, because like to kind of summarize the land thing for me, I felt like it was really awesome that we spent the time to road trip there because that was an experience, even though it was kind of shitty with the weather. But by the time we got there and we like really experienced the land, dude, I felt like this might be the last land where an international group comes out to the U.S. Because I feel like it's mainly just an EU, right? Like the I series and the DreamHacks.
Yeah. I
And so
mean,
this
Hmm.
like yeah, it's a big deal, I think.
yeah. Talking to Kevin Espone, he said that this is like the first international land there has been in the United
Yeah.
States. So like,
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
it is, and it's the start of something. I don't think it's the last thing. I think it's the start of something that's gonna only get better, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's honestly what I'm excited about if they do continue it. I don't know, everyone was saying that
There's
it
no
was
reason
like
not
a
to. I mean, I
last
think it
thing.
was beneficial for every party involved, even the people who, you know, spent a lot of money to come out there. I'm sure it was an experience, and a lot of that money. I mean, you got to. It didn't come out of like everybody's pocket. It
It's
was.
community
It was
funded,
mostly.
right?
Yeah, it was crowdsourced for sure. So.
Yeah. Dude, well, I think one thing that would be interesting to see is if Valve themselves put up money for like a 50K or some like big number for like a
Oh, we did
TF2 comp.
talk about that, and they said that that is something that they want to do for sure, but it's not going to happen anytime soon because they're still indecisive about what they want their comp TF2 to look like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, eventually, whenever TF2, comes out with like a finalized version of their matchmaking comp scene, and then
Yeah.
they can say, "Oh, this is what comp TF2 is," and then everybody can kind of play that game, and then Valve will be like, "Okay, now go and play for money for it," you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're like we want step 3 to happen, but we're not even on step 1. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, that's the main issue.
Yo, there's actually a good segue because I feel like for the most part we've kind of like recapped our weekend. Um, well, actually, just last second because I know we talked about Dan going to Seattle, but Briz flew back. That flight was good, right?
Right.
Everything
Right.
there was, yeah. I don't know if anything
Yeah.
exciting happened
Well,
during
I
that.
mean, I had like an hour delay, and it was horrible
Yeah.
weather, but
Wow.
yeah.
And I fucking drove back. I somehow left at 12 and made it back at 6. Just drove at 90 the whole way through. So that happened. But okay, that sums up that, right? And then Dan went to
Yeah.
Seattle. But also, let's kind of talk about our thoughts on the competitive TF2 experience and like the actual fucking comp TF2 from what I've seen, right? Like for what you guys have seen as well. Going in there and watching like all these comp players play TF2, it was interesting because I felt like the only comp experience I've ever fucking had was our sixes team. And then we did a fours team, which was completely troll, by the way. And
Yeah.
the whole time, dude, like I felt like every single comp experience I've had, it was either because I was making like a stupid fucking joke for a video or something like that, like entertainment purposes. It was never really to like play and take it too seriously. But
Hmm.
after watching these guys at the level where they're playing at, it kind of gave me like a new perspective on like what the comp TF2 scene actually is. But even with that perspective, something interesting that Grizz and I were talking about while we were there is how difficult it was for us to kind of like follow along with what's going on in the stream. And we kind of chalked it up to the fact that there's like so many fucking players sort of just
Well, I think it's
in a
also,
match,
I mean,
right?
you combine that with the fact that we don't have much experience in watching competitive TF2. We don't have much experience in playing
Yeah.
competitive TF2. Um, which, I
Like,
mean,
can, yeah.
if I feel like if you want your esport to grow, it's best to have an esport that's like easily understandable just from a spectator's point of view, even if they play at like a super low level. Um, and I know Dane has talked about this in the past, but like bridging the gap in between casual and competitive TF2, because Raj and I both have over 2,000 hours in casual competitive TF2,
Yeah.
but then we watch a stream that's competitive and we're like, oh, we have 2,000 hours in this game, we should be able to follow what's going on. But then we're kind of like, don't know what's going
I don't think
on,
it works that way, dude. Because okay, because that's the thing. It's like it's really difficult to like. I personally feel like it's really difficult to sort of understand what the fuck is actually going on half the time, even after playing for so long. And I think it's because experience. Like we lack that experience, first of all. But this is my question to Dane though, because I know you love watching this and you know you're really into it. Going from
Hmm.
like a casual perspective, right? From like someone who just fucking demo nights and just messes around in pubs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How do I go from that to watching like a professional stream and like being able to follow along with all the camera angles and everything that's
See,
happening?
it's so funny because like you're basically expressing the same confusion and like problem that the TF team is currently trying to like solve at this exact time. Bringing back to like when I was talking to Jill, the
Yeah.
first thing I asked him, because I was like, I need to think of a good question, and I was like, my first question was, how are you going to bridge the gap between competitive and casual? And he basically he started his question by saying like, that is a priority right now. Like that's something that we are trying to figure out all the time. And the simple answer right now is they don't really know exactly, but they have a few ideas and they're going to be trying them out over the course of like this next year or so. And so it might get easier for you, but as for now, I'd say the best way to understand it is to just play it or to just watch it. Because, like, honestly, I've only played like a couple seasons of really low skill level sixes. And, oh, pardon me. Sorry, I was gonna burp and
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it on stream. The,
The professionalism, boys. The
yeah.
professionalism on the stream.
I just ate a big ass sandwich, so. The
Yeah.
but in the you can learn how to play by just playing and learning from playing it, or you can watch a lot of it. And if you watch a lot of it, you get to the point where, oh, okay, I understand what is good, what is bad. Like you can kind of learn from the casters, especially the casters kind of start to explain. They kind of put into layman's terms like why certain plays are good, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I've watched like 5,000,000% more sixes than I've played it, and I feel like I understand it pretty well.
Yeah.
But it is a problem. I think it is kind of unfortunate that casual TF2 and competitive TF2 are so different, and that is something that a TF2 doesn't want to happen. So, and I made the suggestion. I was like, I like the 6v6 team size, but it's obviously very different from the 12v12 team sizes that you see in pubs. And Jill was like, well, the sky's the limit as far as we're concerned. Like, we could do 9v9, we could do, 7v7, we could do 6v6. It doesn't matter, just as long as we can settle on a good version of competitive TF2 that pub players will understand eventually.
Yeah. See, that's like the biggest thing for me. I feel like just that understanding isn't there. But as long as like they're aware of it too, I feel like, and they're working
Yeah,
towards
it'll be
it'll be a
solved at
solution.
some point, but it is very slow going. Like I said before, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's just a couple dudes trying to figure it out, and when they do, come up with something that they think is going to work, they're going to push it out and see how we react with it, and read the forums, see how people are taking it and their suggestions and things like that. So
I think one of the things that I used to always make comments about this in videos and everything. I kind of feel bad about it now that I'm like realizing the reality of it. But back then, I used to not give Valve time to push things out. I used to just want it. I was just like one of those dudes. I was like, I just want a good update. Just drop one
Mhm.
already. But I realized that like now that we're talking about the reality of things, it's kind of hard to just like envision being in that position because like you gotta like you gotta make it so that this game that's built for casuals pretty much right from the start is now gonna go into like its competitive era of life. But the problem is like just that fucking difference between playing pubs and then moving to casual. It's so like different. Like it's such a stark difference, like
It
day and
is.
night. And it's like somehow they got to figure that out. Like that's scary to just even like
Yeah,
imagine being in that scenario, but hopefully they do it, man. I feel like the first thing they should
I think they
do
will.
is get rid of the default HUD because that's garbage. That needs to
Oh,
get
okay.
fucking removed. They got to fix the default HUD. I don't think like
I don't
because
think
if
there's
you're
a
just
problem with
playing
the
the
default HUD.
game,
I think it just comes down to preference. I mean, Benny uses the default HUD, and he's fucking a god at this game, so I don't know. It
does
doesn't
he?
really. Yeah.
Skinny
I,
damage numbers are a no-no, boys. Skinny damage
that's
numbers
what I
are
gotta
a
be
no-no.
fat. Yeah, I gotta have to, dude. Like, I want to be able to say, dude, I just some fat fucking damage to this dude right there.
I mean, I
Yeah,
agree. I don't like the default HUD. I stopped using it a long time ago. But I mean, I don't think that it's. I don't think it's like keeping people from being good at the game.
It's killed the
yeah.
game. It's a dead game. It's a default HUD.
Oh, hey Scott.
Hey guys,
Ladies and
am I
gentlemen.
allowed in here? Or do
Yeah,
you want
yeah,
me to
yeah.
go?
No. Stay,
I
stay.
mean,
This is
yeah,
Scotch.
I broke in here. I
I mean, Dane asked, but we like Scotch just breaking in. We like that. It's a nice little aspect to this. But yeah,
It,
guys, this is Scotch.
you
You guys
didn't
all
give
probably
Aggro
know.
a shout out for the dope ass European Starburst.
Oh yeah. Well, he's not here, but aggro. Shout out to that fucking Starburst.
Shout out to
Dude,
that.
we killed like 3 of those
We
bags. Dude. I
killed
felt
four.
sick.
We killed 4 bags.
After leaving your house, Scott, I felt so fucking sick of all the junk food we ate during
Yeah,
that
dude.
weekend.
I'm still
Like,
sick. My stomach
yeah,
was wrecked for days. I don't know if it was from umami or from what. But my stomach was wrecked for days.
yeah. But yeah, Scott. The one thing is we can't put your picture up on the thing, but I mean,
Oh, it's cool.
your
Oh,
voice
yeah.
is here. So
I have 2 face cam videos coming up later today.
there you go. I'm
Wow.
excited to see those.
You 2 are in one of them.
This guy just
Okay.
comes on the podcast to advertise.
No, I didn't do
I
that.
see how it is.
Yeah, dude, our 30 viewers are
Did your
gonna
wife
eat
tell you
his
to do this?
fucking-
She's like, this could be a good advertisement
Yep,
moment.
yep.
I never advertised. Hey, Dane, you were on there too.
yeah.
And where?
Just looking out for your SEO as well.
Oh,
That's
sick.
hilarious. If your wife was just like, "Yo, the orange juice up," you trying to squeeze a little video at him,
Little promo.
a little promo. That's funny though.
Don't be mean.
Yeah. Welcome, Scott. We're just recap. Well, we did recap LAN and everything, but we
But-
talk about comp gameplay, kind of like our opinions on it.
I don't like it.
That see, it's good to have varying opinions, I guess.
I like pubs. I get into moods. I have moods where I'm like, I'm gonna play a pub and not really give a shit about what goes on. But most of the time, I like playing competitively. I don't know, just in my blood. So,
Yeah.
I'm a scrub. I'm a pleb. I like.
Scott, I think you'd like playing competitive TF2, but I think that
Oh God. No. Dude, I can just imagine Scott playing it and just raging at like fucking.
No.
I feel like it's gonna happen.
Dude, the
I
only
feel
thing
like
that
it's
makes
gonna
me
go down.
rage, honestly, in TF2 and in other games that will remain nameless, is just like stupid, just like crap, like Koth minis, or
Random crits.
log pyros or random crits, like stuff that like the person isn't necessarily better. It just happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like that's the stuff that makes me rage. Not necessarily if I get outplayed that I get outplayed. I don't care about that.
Yeah. Well, see, that's good. I mean, I feel like you might be able to do comp then. What was your reason behind him doing comp?
I don't know. It just seems like you seem like you would enjoy it. I don't know. I don't have a specific reason. I just feel like you.
Okay, I thought you had
Same
like, a fucking
same reason I
thing
think
down.
that Grizzly would like it for a different reason. I think Grizzly has a competitive side to him. I've seen it in horse. So
Try hard.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Grizz tryhards like
if
a
he could
motherfucker,
transfer
dude.
that horse competitiveness to comp TF2, he'd be the next Banny, I think.
He tried
next
hard
man.
chess, dude.
You
Grizzly
hear
try
the
hard
cosign
chess.
from Dane right now? The next Banny, boys. No, actually, no, Grizz could do it, though, if he really put his mind to that shit. But
Yeah, yeah.
his DM is fucking impeccable, boys.
I
You
mean,
should see his
he'd have
soldier
the best
DM.
hair in the game.
Raj, I would
Yeah.
I'd give you the same thing. I'd say that you also, I think, would enjoy comp TF2, but I honestly don't know if you'd be good at it. I mean, like, you've got under
That's
3,000 SEO and or not SEO. You've got under 300 or what was it, 3,000 in Overwatch? You're scrubbed, dude.
Dude,
You can't
I'm
even
lacking on-
even rank up in the easiest game on earth.
It's hard. I hit diamond, dude, and then I stopped. I was like, I'm done with this game. No, dude, like, I
You know
feel
what
like, huh? What did you say, Scott?
Well, I was gonna say what makes TF2 so much better than Overwatch competitively. Not talking about like publisher, promotion and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
you can carry in TF2. You can't
Yes,
carry
that
in
feels
Overwatch,
so
and it's
good.
so obnoxious because if you get put on a team with a Hanzo that spawn camps the enemy at the first spawn, and then you lose the game.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
Your next team, you're with a Hanzo and a Bastion on attack, and I don't know. You can carry in TF2 though, and that's the best feeling.
It is. And I've been, I've been playing a bit of the comp mode lately just because I want to try and get to rank 18.
Yeah.
So, but I have noticed that like if I just lobby up with Pazer, then we win most games because like just me and him just playing the game, even if we have like the most ass team on earth, like we can still just kind of power through it. It helps to have a really good team, of course, because low team sizes, you have to depend on your team a little bit more. But overall, like, you can't do that in Overwatch. If we had 4 like people who didn't know what they're doing on our Overwatch team, we would just not be able to leave spawn. Like, it's not possible. Like, you can't even take a 2v1 in that game, no matter what character you're playing against or fighting against. Like, I've never like been playing as D.Va and then get flanked by like 2. What does D.Va eat? What does D.Va like destroy 100% of the time in a 1v1? I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not versed in the
Bullets,
comp.
damage. She just she can't beat beams.
No, I mean, like, what is D.Va like? If you're playing as a character in Overwatch and a D.Va just kind of jumps on you and you're 1v1 in a D.Va, what would lose immediately? I'm just trying to think.
Pretty much everybody but Zarya and
Oh, okay.
Symmetra.
Okay. That's probably not a great example, but what I'm trying to say is that if I'm fighting against 2 characters, no matter what they are, even if I would win the 1v1, just because there's a second character there, I lose 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. And that feeling of like, oh, I can't do anything about this, like, no matter how good I am, I cannot come out of the situation on top. It's just leaves you feeling really helpless and stupid, and like it just makes you feel like, oh, all this time I'm putting in this game doesn't matter because like if I get caught out with 2 players like fighting me, then I'm gonna lose. Just like in TF2, you can win versus 2 scouts if you're playing like, I don't know, heavy or even soldier. Really, like you can kill
Pretty much any class except
if
for
you're
medic,
good.
right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're good enough on a class, then you can take a 2v1.
Yeah. You
And
can't
it's
do that
nice.
at all.
It's nice.
Overwatch. Yeah.
Feels good. So the satisfaction is higher, in my opinion, in TF2 because you have to work for shit, But people don't like
have
that.
a thing though. Okay, so this is something that everyone fucking tells me when I say that you can't carry an Overwatch or X game, right? They always say, "Look at that pro player. How does that See, like that's the one thing I don't get. It's like when I used to play League, they said the same thing. You can't solo carry; it's a team game. Or Overwatch, it's a team game. Or TF2. But like then all they do to like supplement their argument is that this pro player made it from rank 1 to fucking whatever the max is, right? So why can't you do that? I feel like that's like a
The
thing.
pro player plays 12 hours a day, and most of us don't.
Mhm.
It's like no, it's like Star, right? In Overwatch, that guy fucking de-ranked himself to like what 1,000 or something, whatever the lowest is. Then he carried his way, he carried up to Grandmaster, and I think he did that alone or
But
with
I
a
think
friend.
I
I'm
think
not
the
too sure,
difference
but-
is like, say you're playing against 6 people, okay, and on a scale of 1 to 10, they're all like 10s, and then on your team, or say they're all 8s, okay, and then your team is like 5s and you're a 10. You can't carry your 5s if everybody else is an 8. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like if you're playing against randoms, then it's going to be different. Like going through competitive in Overwatch itself and climbing the rank that way is more feasible than putting together like a team, like a 6-stack, 2 6-stacks. You can't carry like a bad 6-stack. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's true. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Grizzly's so smart.
Look at
Shout
that
out.
compliment just
Hold
rolling
on,
in.
hold on. Can we get a? What's a good? I don't Twitch that much. What's a good emote? Can we get a frog face emote thingy for Grizzly being smart? Do it, Roger. You're like the chat call out guy.
Is that? I mean, what frog face? Is that even a fucking? Just
Hey,
do
it's not-
PogChamp, boys.
PogChamp,
Let's go get,
yeah.
Let's get a fucking PogChamp up in chat.
Can we
But
get
it
a
is
frog
frog
face?
too. I don't
There we
think the
go.
frog face is really.
No, it's
Frog
OS.
face
It's
you're
OS
gonna
Frog.
know. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. Grizz, Dane, Scott. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about Comp TF2 or land in general? Do you guys have anything you want to say?
Land was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, land was really fun.
That's the main thing. Like it was.
Let's
like
do
you
it
said-
again.
Like you said
Yeah.
earlier, we went just to like hang out. It was so cool meeting people that I've known online, like Uberchain and Kevin and Agro. Like all
Guys, you
these
weren't
people.
there. I met Blind Pyro.
Dude, I
No
know.
way.
See, there's, I saw
No
that in
way.
your chat yesterday.
Is that crazy?
That's crazy. I fucking love
I didn't
Blind
know he was
Pyro.
gonna be there.
Yeah. He didn't say anything. I don't even know if I have his Twitter, but yeah. That's crazy though.
I don't think he has Twitter.
Yeah.
He's blind.
He
Yeah.
just has a
He
beggar's
can't make a
bazooka.
Twitter account. He's blind.
Yeah. His Braille keyboard for TF2. Plus, he plays Pyro, so it's not like he has to hit many buttons.
That's not true
Oh.
at all.
I know.
Oh. He's triggering like half the chat right now. But all right. We're gonna move on to the last topic before we do a
Oh.
Q&A. I put it in Mumble, by the way, boys, if you want to hop in on it. This is a Gaben Q&A. I'm trying to like figure out where exactly the TF2 questions were asked, but we talked about this extensively when we were at LAN.
Yeah,
But
Gaben didn't necessarily answer the TF2 questions himself. Is Driller?
No, that was Driller mostly.
Mhm. But he's one of the main programmers, right, for TF2?
Driller, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's pretty much like Gaben answering it, but more knowledgeable, I guess, because he actually works on it. But yeah, dude. So, what do you guys think about the Q&A in terms of like, what's your guys' general
I mean,
thing?
a lot of it, a lot of the things answered here are just things that Dane has actually like reconfirmed by visiting Valve. Like, the issues that they bring up in the AMA are like things that Dane says that he's brought up with the team and he talked to you about, like lack of communication and like, are you guys going to sponsor a tournament and that sort of stuff, That's just one view on it, I guess. There's a lot of stuff in here that is like, it was good to know, like the team size and stuff like that. But once again, like Dane says, that's everybody included. That's not just programmers, people who are like actually working on the game itself instead of just like artists or whatever,
Yeah.
But
Just real quick, there was I remember like when the thing came out, one of the most annoying things I always hear is like the devil's advocate, I guess, of like the whole AMA. They were just saying like how it's like PR answers, sort of just like they just threw it at us. Like they were politically correct with everything. They didn't really give too much and too little. It was just like a canned answer. But I felt like that wasn't true though. I felt like they actually like
No. That was the
'cause-
case with the first
yeah.
Gabe AMA as far as I
Oh,
know.
that was horrible.
And
Was
everybody
Gabe the one
complained
answering?
about that, which is why I think that they kind of strayed away from that this time.
This is way better. I like now
Yeah.
that Gabe is letting his people come and talk because I feel like that's probably, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
There
I
wasn't
felt
a
like
whole
all the
lot. I
answers
mean,
were
there were
good.
like what 3 or 4 answers that pertain to TF2, and
Yeah.
most of them, I mean, are just kind of like stuff that we already knew about, but is still kind of like reaffirmed. And
Yeah.
then there's the big one that everybody was freaking out about. Is like there's 16 people on the TF team, but in the end, it's like, well, kind of. If you really like want to think about like everybody who's ever like worked on TF2 in the last year, then yeah, sure, 16 is the number.
Right.
But as far as like programmers, it's still 5 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I feel like those five are what matters. So basically, five people working on the game.
Basically, they work on the
The
part of the
meme is
game that is
confirmed.
the most impactful, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say that there's no impact from sound or artists, but I mean, it's still like,
Yeah, but when
when
somebody says
people are like, "Who's working on the Pyro update?" That I mean,
right,
it's 5 people.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about for the Gabe and anime? I felt like for the most part, it's already been like a week, 8 days.
Yeah.
To be
Everybody's
specific,
already
but,
kind of deconstructed that thing to bits, and the things that we mostly care about that are TF2 related. I mean, it's like I said, it's nothing groundbreaking, but
I
still,
want to see
it's
what
so
Scott
cool
says though.
nonetheless.
I haven't heard Scott talk about.
Well,
Maybe Scott's talked about this. I'm not
Yeah,
sure,
they
but
talked about VR. You're a big VR enthusiast, so.
yeah. I have a feeling that.
And by
that,
the
like,
way, I learned some stuff at Valve about VR that I kind of wanted to tell you in secret, if you don't mind.
ooh, yeah. Tell me, hit me up after.
I will.
Yeah. I have a video of you running around chasing a chicken in Vivecraft. Can we just talk
Oh,
about that for a
awesome.
second?
Oh, I'd like that video.
And trying to pick up the fish.
The fish?
The fish game or whatever. I thought the anime was cool that they gave answers. He was joking around like with "we don't say 3" and stuff. Some of the stuff, like even more so than the TF2 for me, because I'll say this openly, like I love TF2, but I want Left 4 Dead 3 more than Half-Life 3. I want Left 4 Dead 3 more than any other Valve game. You know what I mean? And when the only time Left 4 Dead 3 was mentioned, it was some weird like, as long as there's experiences to tell and all this stuff. It was like it's like, really, dude? And,
super vague and like
I mean,
Yeah.
that game has been like rumored for at least a year. Because I guess when students went, they saw something pertaining to Left 4 Dead 3 on a board or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that was everything else was kind of cool. It was a lot better than that last game, and the last game was horrible. I just think as long as Valve stays like Valve with lack of communication, it's always going to be the same. It's just going to be rabid fanboys, rumors, and like
Yeah.
speculation.
That's the way they like to operate.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of that. Like, I mean, you guys know.
I don't
when we
agree
first
with
met.
it.
Like,
I don't
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but honestly, it's like it's gotten to a point where I'm wondering like would they have come out with the amount of quality products that they already have if they would have not gone that direction?
They're a different company now though than they used to be. Honestly, they're more into hardware than they are games. Like the old meme goes. Valve
For
doesn't-
now.
Valve
But that
doesn't
could
make
easily
games;
change.
they make money.
That's the cool thing about Valve is that they can change their minds. Somebody can start a huge project, like for instance, like what if some guy was just like, I want to make Portal 3, and he goes into an office and starts working on Portal 3, and then it starts looking really cool, and then everybody at Valve's like, hey, that looks pretty fun, and then everybody rolls their desks into those office. At that office, and then before you know it, they've got hundreds of people working on Portal 3, and then Portal 3 comes out. Like, that is totally what could happen. Who knows? It just comes down to who is passionate enough to start a project, and if everybody else thinks it's cool enough. That's probably what happened with fucking VR, you know?
Yeah, well, I have a feeling that the next big Valve game, because they said in the AMA that they're working on a ton of VR stuff.
Yeah.
I think that they'll put out like major Valve properties in VR next. Because if you played, or you didn't get to play the lab, I don't know if you did at Valve, but they have like this whole portal kind of skit scene going on, and it's like super cool.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
can't
I
wait
saw
to
I
see
saw
that.
videos of it. It looked cool, and it kind of made me hopeful that maybe they'd come out with like a Portal 3 in VR. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I think VR is going to be like the future, but I don't think it's now. I don't think we're gonna see
No.
it like
Oh, not at all.
in everybody's
no.
home for at least like 5 to 10 years. Just because it's
Well,
so
one,
expensive.
yeah, it's not affordable, and also it was really cool, but I don't think it's polished enough
Yeah,
Right.
it gets
to
old.
their standards. Yeah.
It gets old real quick. Like you'll play a couple experiences, and then you won't pick it up really until another like new experience comes out. Which they are pumping out games all the time, but I don't know. If I wouldn't have gotten it for Christmas, I wouldn't have bought it myself.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I mean, I really enjoyed playing on the VR, but when you show me the $800 price tag, I'm like, well, it's not worth that,
Right.
Get a whale and chat.
Oh yeah, I met Get a Whale too. That was pretty
We
exciting.
did.
Get a whale's a tall motherfucker. What the
Yeah, I
hell?
didn't know he was gonna be that tall.
motherfucker.
He's the
That guy's
tallest
really
person at
fucking
land by
tall.
far.
Yeah.
Is that why they call him Get a Whale? Because he's as big as a whale?
He needs
Not
to
in girth,
get
but
away.
in height.
Probably.
Oh,
That
He's
goes
like-
tall as fuck. Him and Truck. I feel like
I
Truck.
expected Truck to be tall for some reason. I'm not really sure why. He kind of
Because he's
looks
always
tall.
in a standing
Yeah.
desk. That's why.
Get a Whale
that's
doesn't look like
what
a
it
tall
is.
guy sitting
Yeah.
down. I just caught me
Nah,
off guard.
I did want to say I wanted to mention to Get a Whale at some point. Like I couldn't. I wanted to hang out in the like quote unquote after parties, multiple, but that was on Sunday evening, and I had to leave for Seattle. I had to get on a plane at like 5 a.m. On Monday morning, so I couldn't feasibly party it up, but I wanted to,
Yeah.
and that's all. That's the thought that counts,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
far
yeah.
as I know.
But yeah, that was we met a lot of fucking people at LAN. It was really cool.
Yep.
Who would you guys say is the one person you guys met that just fucking surprised you guys compared to like how they were online versus in real life?
I
Is
think,
there anyone like that?
I think most people are fairly similar to how they are online.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I was like caught off guard and like, whoa, this person's totally different than I thought.
Nah.
I'm
I
trying to
was
think that
with Raja. I was kind of thrown off by Raja.
I was thrown off by Scotcha. Scott's
He's a
a
good-
computer
yeah,
in
he
real
is.
life, He's a lot more fucking animated.
There's hardly
I guess.
anybody that I didn't know how they were already.
Yo, can we give a big shout out to Synth? I didn't get to say bye to Synth, but that dude was cool as shit.
Who's Synth?
Julander's friend, the tall one.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, shout out to you,
Yeah.
Synth.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout outs, boys. We're gonna make him rich off that shout
I don't think
out.
he's gonna be watching this.
No, I
doubt
know,
he
but
is.
still.
Oh, yeah. Also, just real quick, Get Whale's in chat. That's a shout out
Really?
that we can give. That's a shout out that we can
We
give.
are, yeah.
We didn't just go over that like.
He
5
did a
minutes
good
ago.
job as the caster, or no, he was mostly
analyst,
or he was
yeah.
all analyst. Yeah, he was all
Yeah.
anal.
Dude,
So-
everyone was nice as fuck there, but I felt like the nicest person of the whole night was probably
Me.
You, of course. I mean, come on now. But the nicest of all time, dude, that I fucking met was Mr. Slin. That
Yeah.
dude was
Yeah.
so
Slin's
fucking
nice,
nice.
dude.
Like
Didn't you meet him at
he's a nice
PAX?
Yeah.
I met him at PAX, but like I felt like I talked to him more now than
Mhm.
like at
Oh, really?
PAX.
I felt the opposite.
Yeah.
I talked to him a whole. Well, I sat next to him when we went to that dinner or
Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah.
You guys were.
Slin was super nice.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Like
remembering
everyone
now.
is nice there, but like Slin just fucking stood out. He was just like, all right, this
Yeah.
guy's
He
fucking
makes
nice
all
as
the other
shit.
people look
I
like
caught up with
meanies.
Slin, but I didn't talk to him very much. He's
Yeah.
a cool guy. He's nice. He asked me about my Valve trip in Twitter DMs. He was curious about what I thought. We shared our mutual experiences. I think we both
There you
had
go.
similar experiences, though, as far as I can tell.
Get away.
Yeah.
We're generally positive.
I'm 100 times more of an adult than he imagined.
To be honest, yeah, I could see that. You're an adult.
I'm an
You
adult.
have a family. None of us do.
He's adult. He has a wife, first of all.
None of
that
us have
already beats
families.
out.
Yeah.
Dude,
The only
like
person that I can
99%.
think of who's like maybe as much of an adult as you is probably like Crash, because he's got like a wife and he's getting a child coming in anytime soon now. He's getting his child
Crash is
delivered
up
to his
there.
front door at any time. Because that's
No,
how it
dude.
works, right?
Mhm.
Storks,
It's a stork, bro,
deliver
yeah.
it, but it takes a
Storks
long
is
time to
the way to
process
go.
the baby. Like, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
processing fees involved, so it takes like 9 months,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
Unless you have Amazon
also-
Prime.
I don't know how making babies works. If you have
The
Amazon
Amazon
Prime,
Prime.
it comes a little
There you go.
earlier.
Then they deliver it by drone.
Yeah. Dude, that's amazing if they did
Yeah.
that shit. Like they actually
Babies
drone
by drone?
delivery.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That should be
Oh,
their
God.
next
That's the
commercial,
future.
Yeah.
That's the future, boys. Also, another person that I felt like is super fucking adult is like I feel like we're saying that as like a verb now, but Sammy Face though, she's adult as fuck for setting up that whole because I can only imagine like what she went through to get that shit going. That was
Well,
like
I mean, she was at work, so she probably was pretty professional about it.
yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's crazy though. You guys know that like I probably told you this at land, but I mean, might as well mention it here. Like Sammy Face, like she came into the TF2 scene like from scratch, right, and immediately
Yeah.
latched onto the competitive aspect of it. And I remember this. It was like what, a year or two ago. Like she just kind of like started hanging out with the pug groups and stuff, and then eventually she straight up fucking moved to LA so that she could get into esports. Like, and then she found a job at Esports Arena, and that's where she works now. Like,
yeah.
she like is very career driven in her career. I think she just feels like her career is in esports. I think that's really respectable, and especially having somebody like that on the TF2 side of things is really valuable.
Yeah,
Especially
man.
somebody with like that amount of drive. Like, I don't know, you don't really see people with that amount of drive as much in gaming communities for some reason. Maybe because we're all just lazy pieces of shit. So we just like play video games
Yeah.
all day.
Dude,
Dane
Get a
speaks
Whale.
the truth. People don't get it. Like,
Get a Whale though. Get a Whale has that fucking drive. This motherfucker
Well, yeah,
had no
he's
money.
like into the
and he
casting
fucking-
thing part of it. He's a good presenter. I mean, he's done
He
radio.
is.
He's done all that shit.
I'm
He's good
kinda
at it, too.
curious
And-
though.
and he's Canadian.
Yeah,
Not
which
only
makes
that-
him extra cool because Canada's
fucking
really
adds on,
cool,
dude.
right?
It's like Blaze. Blaze is cool as fuck to me.
It's
too.
pronounced
Blaze
Blase.
thing. Blase. See? That's a
Yeah,
French
yeah. It's
influence.
French Canadian.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's crazy though, man. Get a Whale's in the chat. Yeah, he's in the chat. Also, real quick, okay, so since we've pretty much covered like the land and we recapped it like in excruciating fucking detail with like everything there, but
Excruciating detail. Painful.
excruciating, boys. We fucking went in there. It was nice. I like that because sometimes, you know what I mean? But one of the things, though, that we need to get to right now, this is probably going to be the greatest thing that is known about the RNG podcast, the fucking viewer question segment, boys.
Wow.
We used to have a hashtag, right?
Yeah, we did. We used to.
Hashtag.
And you sold
yeah.
it.
Yeah, we
No,
sold it for
we
like
s-
$200.
We sold it some
Nice.
shitty ass other RNG podcast on Twitter. I don't even know who these kids are, but if you see them, ban them. But boys, just go report them. We're the RNG podcast now.
We're
But,
the RNG podcast, yeah.
They only have 22 followers, so if we get more followers than them, technically it's ours. So that's how the internet works, right? If you get more followers, that becomes yours. But we're gonna open it up right now at the RNG podcast here. We're gonna go ahead and take some user questions. You can ask us any kind of questions that you guys want. Now, Grizz and I are obligated to do this, but Scott and Dane, you guys are just kind of guests here. Do you guys want to answer questions too for chat? I don't know. Is
Yeah.
that something you guys are down to do?
Yeah.
This is
I'm down.
our signature segment.
I'm literally doing nothing else right now.
Nobody else does
Perfect.
this. This is like ours.
Fucking do it.
I have
Uh,
the time.
Fucky is in here too if he wants to jump into Mumble. I don't even know if he has the Mumble info, but anyways, let's get the fucking Q&A started, boys. Let's do this. Give me a sec. All right, so that's going to be our Twitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out a tweet right now called the Q, and I should have done this sooner. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have given the producer a heads up on this too.
Dude, I fucking blanked out, dude.
Give it to the
Q&A
sound guy.
segment. Give me a second. See, now I gotta title this perfectly. Let's
Don't fuck
get
it up.
Go in. Should I put go in without a G to make it seem more relatable? I'm gonna do that. All right, cool. The tweet is up. I'm gonna fucking spam the tweet real quick. So the way that you guys can ask questions is go to that tweet and fucking Do what you guys do. Oh, I sent it from the King Raja account. I'm not even fucking swapped over to that account. Whatever. We're just gonna go with that. Give me a sec. Let me get this set up. In the meantime, I do want to ask you guys a question real quick for the people in this mumble call here.
Okay.
What are your guys' plans for the rest of the year with your YouTube channels? That might have been
More
someone
videos.
else's question.
I think
What,
I'd
you
like
guys
to.
decided
I think I'd like to make a video.
That would be nice.
just one.
Yeah, I mean that's more than I've made so far. So yeah.
Are you guys gonna make more TF2 videos? This is just my I'm asking this
This
because
is a
I'm
question.
wondering. Yeah,
That's the plan.
because I like TF2 videos. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I do.
You, you do? What?
Yeah.
You like TF2
I know.
videos?
I don't have a problem with. I don't think I have like a suspicion about Grizzly. But what about Scott and Rod? What do you guys? Are you guys gonna do more variety shit, or are you gonna do more TF2, or are you just gonna kind of do what you feel?
I'm gonna do a little bit of everything, but I always have.
Oh, of
Like
course.
everybody thinks I'm a TF2 channel, but I've done multiple games throughout the years. So yeah, I plan on doing everything. I'm gonna try to mix it up more. I'm gonna bring VR into it a little bit, I think.
Ooh, so you're gonna do the UEK crash route?
Yeah. Well, I have it and I play it, so I might as well, you know.
I struggle with VR. Here's just my opinion on VR videos. I haven't seen that many, but I feel like VR is fun if you're the one playing VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could feel that.
I'm gonna try to mix it. I'm gonna try to mix it up, like probably lean more towards like reviews and stuff, or like I don't know. That's why I haven't done it yet because I haven't figured out the format I want to go. You know. But then
Okay.
again, I'm lazy as fuck, so who knows?
Yeah, dude, laziness is the killer. We were
Yeah.
talking about that shit all weekend.
I have to grind for loot boxes and.
Loot box sponsor, boys. Let's fucking get that going.
Wait, what was it, Dane? One up box?
Yeah,
One-up
one up
bugs.
boxes emailed us, and we're like, what? How are we supposed to integrate that into anything that we do? I don't even use that service.
Yeah.
Nerdy,
And
geeky.
I
fun.
feel like with us, because we all just kind of do like the same thing, or we have such like a small scope on our channel. You'd be like, all
Yeah.
right, guys, listen. I like free shit, so I'm gonna open some boxes on these like loot box videos. You don't even have to watch it, okay? Just know I'm opening.
What
shit
is that
up.
sound, dude?
Is
What
that
the
a
heck?
garage? Is that a
Oh.
garage door?
That's the
Might be the
garage.
garage.
Hold on.
All right, so while Scott gets out there and deals with that, real quick, so we're getting the questions in right now. They're coming in hot, boys. They're coming in like hot sourdough loaves. They're fucking piling up. But before we answer
Oh,
those
sounds good.
questions, though, oh yeah, it sounds amazing. But I gotta ask you two a question. I was gonna ask Scott too when he was here, but speaking of the YouTube thing, right? So, what game would you guys play? Or make a video for it if it isn't TF2. Like if you're already playing a game, like I know Dane is playing Skyrim. Like imagine like as of today you can't make TF2 content anymore. Just for, hypothetically. What game would you guys then make content for? What's your natural
Immediately,
transition?
my natural transition, I think, is to Pokemon, because that's the other game that I know well enough to feel like I could actually contribute to that community.
Yeah.
I could
Really?
probably make some dope ass Pokemon videos. Yeah, and honestly, like I like Pokemon, but I'm not subscribed to any Pokemon YouTubers because, and this is my opinion, but I think they're all fucking cringy as hell. I can't
Dude, who the
stand
fuck are
some of them.
Pokemon YouTubers? Like I don't even know any of them.
I don't know.
Is there a
like,
whole scene?
I can't think of any on the top of my head. I don't remember their names, but I've browsed the PokeTuber community a few times, and they're
Tuber.
yeah, that's what they call themselves. We call ourselves TF-tubers. I mean, what are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
It's his
But
own level of cringe, but
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like most of them, I don't know. Like I just can't. Like their personalities are not up to my par. They're not something I can get into.
yo, wait, so
No,
speaking
Shofu
of
though. But the thing is, Shofu is
yeah.
hella funny because like his vocabulary is perfect. But the thing is, he's all comp Pokemon. Like he's not into like all aspects of the Pokemon series. He's just he gens Pokemon and then he just battles. He doesn't do anything else. So, but I like
Yeah.
his personality. Oh yeah, Max Mofo Pokemon channel. Yeah, I like that.
I can't believe you
Opening
dedicated
card
a whole
packs
thing
every
to
day.
it, dude. That's insane. He even built a big ass following though. That was nice.
No, he's got his Max Mofo brand on lock. He's got like 4 channels above a million subscribers or something. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Grizz,
He's
what
got
would
it
you
down.
What would
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
Don't spoil it, Grizz. Don't spoil it.
The only game I really play besides TF2 is Melee, but Melee videos, I don't feel like they're a thing unless they're like educational or if you're a top player. Otherwise, nobody really wants to see you. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's like an easy format. I'd probably just do like a variety of stuff. Because some of my favorite videos have been games that I play like once or twice, and then I just like make a compilation. So like that GTA video I made, CS:GO video I made. Some of those are like my favorite videos. So I'd probably just do like whatever.
Yeah, variety.
Yeah, I wouldn't have just like
that's
one
pretty
game.
good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like here's my personal opinion. I feel like in order to do a variety channel, you have to you have to like hit 2 check boxes. You gotta be really personable. Like you gotta have a really interesting personality and like have interesting opinions on games. And 2, you have to actually really like video games in general. And I feel like I don't fall into either of those categories.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of video games, and I feel like my personality is not gonna like make up for that. So yeah, I just kind of make videos on what I know.
Yeah, dude. A lot of those fucking channels that I see who do variety gamers, their personalities on fucking lock. Like these guys have been like, practicing their act or their shtick. They've been fucking nailing that shit down.
A good example, and I mean, maybe you can relate to this, Raj, because we're both fans of Video Game Donkey.
Yeah,
And honestly, all the games that he plays, I probably would never play. Like, but I still immediately like he put out or what is it? What's that zombie game that just came out?
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, he put out a Resident Evil 7 video today, and I am not interested in that game in the slightest. Like, I played the GameCube one like back in like 2004, but I mean, I'm not gonna buy that game or play it or watch anybody else play it for that matter. But I will watch every video that Donkey plays a game. Like his commentary, his personality, it's so good. Like it makes all of his videos great, and I watch the videos 100% for Donkey, not for the video games themselves.
Dude, to be honest, I feel like a lot of the variety channels are kind of interesting because, like, I legit really only watch Donkey when it comes to variety, but I kind of I like how I don't actually have to go out of my comfort zone of FPS games to go like play all this other shit because he'll play it for me and it's entertaining, you know? So it's just like now I don't have to play it. I already know what the ending is. That's also why I like streaming. Like I like watching other people stream like all kinds of different games. There's this game called For Honor right now that's in beta that's like being played by every single top streamer. That was like interesting to see. I would have never even fucking known about that.
Yeah.
So
well, there's a
it's
difference
cool,
between. Well, I think there's a big difference between the kinds of videos that I like to watch and what a lot of, like, the typical, like, gaming YouTuber channels do. Is that there are a lot of YouTube channels that are focused around gaming where they'll literally just play the game and record every moment of it with their face cam up in the corner, and they'll just go through the game. And I don't have the attention span for that. I don't have the time to like do that. And also, I mean, for the most part, like those kinds of Let's Plays are for people that either want to find out how the game is or they want to experience the game with a quote unquote like friend, you know, like people watch those kind of videos because they like the experience of playing the game socially, but they don't have anybody to play it with. So they just kind of, they play it along with their favorite guy. And I don't know. I don't really like that, but I can see why people would like that. So I gravitate more towards channels that do like summaries of games where they just kind of include the best clips that they got and kind of make jokes and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what I like to model a few of the videos that I make that aren't like tutorials around, is just kind of like find the best clips, make jokes about them, or like make commentary about them, or like find the best commentary and then just make that into like a kind of like a little 5-minute summary of what happened.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna like retract my statement. I know I'd still do variety, but I think I'd focus more on like Nintendo, even though they have a horrible YouTube policy right now.
Do they? I thought they retracted that back.
I don't think they did. I think they like
really
they changed it a little bit, but I think you still get like a big chunk taken out. But
oh, that sucks.
I did pre-order the Switch. I've got Zelda pre-ordered as well, so I'm gonna be streaming that. And then
cool.
I don't know, so. I think
I wanted to ask, maybe you know more about this because I haven't done a whole lot of research. Is there like a built-in way to capture your gameplay?
Not
on the
yet.
Switch?
They said that later this year, I think this might just be a rumor, but I remember hearing somewhere that later this year they plan on doing something like that.
Okay, that would be cool. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of like a good way of like, I don't know, making up for their shitty
Yeah.
policy of being like, hey, sorry, we like tried to take down all of your Let's Plays. Here, we'll make it easier for you to make Let's Plays
Right.
because like, you probably already know. I might have explained this to you, like trying to get to have it so I can stream my DS gameplay.
Mhm. Yeah.
You have to like literally hack the thing.
Yeah,
like
it's
you
a
have to
process.
open the fucking thing up and like
You have to like
remove
add
shit.
hardware to it, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's that way to do it, but you can also do it like through the software, and even then, you have to actually like unscrew the back and like do something.
Yeah. That's
I
ridiculous.
don't know.
Yeah.
Bob Explosion did it for me. I just kind of watched in awe as like he like hacked it.
That's complicated. That's like jailbreaking an iPhone. type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. It took like a couple hours to do too. It was kind of crazy.
Yo, by the way, Scott, the question that I asked before we answered the Q&A stuff. So I asked, kind of videos would you guys make if, hypothetically speaking, you couldn't make TF2 content like today? Like, what would you start making content on? And yeah,
Club Penguin.
Hell
that's
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah,
I mean, heck
Alex
yeah.
would
Sorry,
love
I
that.
almost got banned.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Honestly, I don't. I would probably still do like random stuff, or I would just switch it up completely and do like highly edited Let's Plays.
Left 4 Dead
'Cause
Would
2.
you do games still? Like,
I
would
play,
you play like?
I play a ton of video games. Like I play. I think out of the three of us or four of us, I
You're a
probably
gamer.
play the most games.
Yeah,
So yeah, like I would probably just do stuff like that. Oh, I think Overwatch is hard to make content for if you don't like to make good Overwatch content. You have to put a lot of work into it. Like Funky, I like Funk's videos because it's not
Yeah.
just the normal like, hey guys, there's a new patch today, or hey guys, this is really cool. I did this with my 9 friends and we say funny words.
I'm gonna
Like,
make a controversial statement. I'm gonna say to make good content, you have to put hard work into it. Just
Yeah,
any kind of
no,
good
I
content.
completely
Yeah.
agree, but I'm saying like with TF2 content is easy to an extent because there's so many different options of what you want to do. And I'm not saying easy where you don't have to actually put work into doing it, because sometimes it's even hard getting the gameplay that you want. Or I'm saying to make semi-original content in Overwatch. That's what I mean. Like TF2, you have thousands upon thousands of different weapon variations that you could look at, or even do basic series where it's the same thing. With Overwatch, I kind of feel like there's 4 main categories of video you could do, and then the one like offshoot, which is like a Donkey video or a Funky video or like McCreamy. You know what I mean? Like I think there's that little offshoot, and then there's just the 4 main types of Overwatch videos, which basically are all the same iteration of one video, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what makes somebody stand out necessarily isn't like the kind of content they're making, but themselves and how they approach it. You know, like if you add your personality, that's what makes your content different, in my opinion. Because
Well, I have
two
a
people
shitty-
can
I
make
have
the
a
same
shitty
video, but
personality,
it'd be
you know that.
two people can make the exact same video, or like like editing wise, but if they just talk differently or they say things differently, it's gonna you know what I'm saying? Like 2 people can make a video about the Rescue Ranger or whatever, and they'd be completely different.
I'll still watch Danes over the other guys.
Dane
Thanks,
is the
dude.
only engineer
Click on the
video
ads too.
I'll watch, and I still
Whitelist my channel.
mute it.
Yeah, I always whitelist. Actually, no, I don't even know how to do that, so I just avoid doing it altogether.
You click on the
At
you click
least
on the
you're
button.
Too
honest.
hard.
Dude.
But real quick though, guys, before we get too deep into the YouTube talk like we usually do, let's answer some fucking questions.
Ooh.
So I think we only got a couple. I think we got like 5 maybe. But real quick, chat, I'm gonna just put that out there if you guys want to ask questions while we answer these. We'll go as long as we can before we kind of feel like it's dragging on, so we'll kind of keep it going. But the first question here is from the Fruit, who says, Blaze or Seagull, who was/is the best roamer? Also, is Blaze's arm really that long?
Blaze is a very tall person, so I wouldn't be surprised if his arm actually is that long.
Was there a meme about his arm? I never heard of that.
There was a picture where he had his arm around like a guy that was like 2 people away from him. But the thing is, like, unless you see him in person, like, he's pretty tall. So I mean, especially standing next to Patty, who's like really, really short. So
I couldn't take my eyes off Blaze's amazing hair to even notice his arms. So like, I don't.
Yeah, he's got some good hair.
He has good hair.
He has amazing
What
hair.
the fuck?
Dude.
Who?
Like his hair is like god tier. To be honest, like if they took his hair and then made it into a toupee and gave it to Trump,
If they made his hair and they put it on
like
your head,
that would be.
But I feel
mean,
like I could give.
yeah.
I feel like I could give an actual answer to the other part of that question, which is who is a better roamer? And
Okay,
I'd
well,
say that it's
yeah,
it's not really comparable because like Siegel's style as a roamer was so like specific. What he would do is just like he'd fucking high bomb really, really, really high, and then he'd basically just like sink a rocket and then just like kill himself. But he'd still get the pick, you know. And Blaze is much more like he's much more like I don't know. He plays more. What's the word for it? Conservatively as a roamer, which I mean, I guess I could say that Siegel is much more aggressive. He would basically just like run around behind them and distract them. He'd basically do exactly what Free State did to win the fucking finals, which was just run around on their back lines and like cause a distraction. But Blaze is he doesn't do that. He just kind of like he jumps in when he has to, and then like spends the rest of his time just kind of staying back. So
Yeah,
I mean, they're both
see-
very, very like successful and like applicable play styles. But I mean, I wouldn't say one's better than the other. They're both
No, I don't
very
know.
good at what they do.
Anything about that, to be honest. But
so I'm agree with Dane.
I was gonna say, dude, I agree with Dane. Obviously, I just got this too. But
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
Obviously.
yeah,
Totally.
Dane,
yeah,
that was
aggressive,
amazing analysis on what happened there.
I
But
saw
that's
this
why
really good like
Siegel plays
video
Genji.
essay on Siegel's because I wasn't into the comp scene back when Siegel was a roamer, but I watched this really cool video essay somebody made about Siegel's playstyle, and it kind of opened up like I don't know this whole entire like knowledge of like how roamer is supposed to play and how Siegel like basically like invented his own style, which was just like high bomb, like sink rockets into medics, and then like spend the rest of the time just like distracting and being an asshole. So,
Yeah,
So, like
it works though,
the
dude.
diva of TF2.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is probably why he plays Overwatch. You can probably do that in Overwatch pretty well.
His
You run
Genji
around behind
gameplay is
people
the
and be
fucking
annoying.
same, dude. Pretty much. Like,
Back when
that's
Genji
all
was
he does.
actually applicable.
Oh god, the fucking glory days. But no, I was never good at Genji. But our next question, this from Getawell. He says, "Fuck, marry, kill." These are 3 names. I don't even know
Who's
they are.
Mary?
These are the 3 chipmunks, dude.
Oh, really? Okay, that's what. they
Alvin,
do.
Simon, and
Simon,
Theodore.
and Theodore. Okay.
I feel like it's
Scott
fairly
answer this.
simple.
It is fairly simple.
I would okay, Sky, go
Is it
ahead.
really simple?
Yeah.
Okay, so right off the bat, I'm gonna fuck Simon.
What?
'cause-
What?
No, listen,
Okay,
listen,
okay,
listen,
okay.
listen,
All right.
Someone get a sound clip of
Okay.
that.
listen.
Okay.
Simon, because he's like the playful one. Plus, he's kind of chubby, so the more cushion for the push it. So I'm fucking
God.
Simon. I'm marrying Theodore because he's responsible, reliable. You know, he won't blow all our home money on like a binge drinking weekend in Atlantic City or something. And then I'm killing Alvin because he's annoying as fuck. Like
They're
Alvin,
all annoying as fuck.
Alvin, well, they're chipmunks, obviously, but we have to look past that and answer the question.
Oh
that was
my
presented,
god.
Raja.
He's
So,
into
I mean,
this, dude.
I have to answer it.
Oh,
So
man.
Alvin would get got real quick just because
Yeah.
he's always causing trouble. He's always like creating mayhem. And at the end of the day, you just want to kick it at home and not have to worry about whatever.
So who are you marrying?
Marrying Theodore.
Isn't Theodore the little one? Like the little
No,
one?
Theodore's the
No,
one with the
Simon.
glasses, right?
Simon's the one with the glasses.
Oh, then I'm marrying Simon.
Okay.
I'm fucking Theodore and I'm killing Alvin.
This is the most professional podcast ever. I like how we went from Blaze and Siegel to fucking bestiality. Like,
Hey, you
just
do
in a
one for us,
fucking-
one for them.
That's what I'm saying, boys. That's one for Get a Whale. Fucking Get a Whale. Dude.
Yeah, I think my
Yeah,
answer
wow.
is the same as Scott's, except for I switch Alvin and Theodore. Just because I feel like Theodore's really whining, and I just don't want to deal with that. I'm just gonna kill him.
I can feel that.
I think
Well, I
everybody
mean, all
marries
you gotta
Simon,
do-
though, right?
All you gotta do is fuck them once. It's not like you gotta take them to meet your parents, you know?
One
I
time is
guess.
all it takes, man.
Yeah. Well, okay, I go with Scott because I feel like he's thought about this, and I don't really know how to answer this either. So
It's because
I'm
you
gonna
didn't even know
put-
they were the three chipmunks, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Makes
They
sense,
didn't,
okay.
they didn't have the three
Yeah.
chipmunks in India, dog.
Yeah. Dane, where are you going with this?
I agree with Scott. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with his version.
Grizz didn't sound as convinced that he was gonna marry fucker kid. Like Scott was like planning his
What do you-
401k.
Well, Scott had already
shit,
explained it. I didn't have to
chipmunks.
explain it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
there you go. Okay, that's what it was. That's
It's
what it was.
obvious
can
why you're
ask
marrying
anybody.
Simon. Like, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that's going to be easiest to put up with.
Yep.
And then the
Yeah.
other two are, like, pretty much interchangeable,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Exactly. And people in chat, they're like, oh, you really thought about. I mean, you can realistically with Marry Fuck Kill, there's pretty simple. Just you can pick it up from
Yeah.
anybody presenting. You
Yeah.
know, like
You-
usually
you
you're gonna
fuck the
fuck the
hottest
hot
one.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You marry the most like caring one, and then you
Yeah.
kill the annoying one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
like
works.
like Clinton, Obama, and Trump. Fuck Marry Kill.
Oh God, we're getting.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
No, that's easy to answer though, but
yeah, it is. But
Yeah,
I don't want to
that's
say
easy.
kill Trump on stream though.
No,
Right,
no,
you
no, no.
can't
But
say-
you know,
yeah.
you
No,
know what
the
I'm
NSA
saying.
would bomb me.
professional podcast, boys. welcome to the RNG return. No, but yeah, this is like the least professional thing. But that's good though. I feel this is what we wanted, right, Grizz? This is what
Absolutely.
we aimed for. Yeah, the bestiality talk had to start at some point. But real quick, we got
Had to
another
come out
question
at
here.
some point.
Yeah, it was bound to happen. We got Harry Barrow who says, what do you think of the mod bros like me that dedicate hundreds of hours just to try and make your stream days easier? I think he's talking to me, or maybe to
He's
you
talking to
guys
everybody.
too.
Well, that's the real architect.
Scott doesn't stream though, so I mean,
Well, the
Like,
real
it's just us.
is a mod on my stream.
Yeah.
So the one time every like 3 months I do stream, the real
Yeah.
holds it down, boy.
Every like 6 months,
Yeah.
really. But
Yeah, you know.
I mean, dude, you know, I feel like stream mods are like pocket medics.
you
in
guys
TF2,
are
you know what I'm talking about? It's just, like,
underappreciated.
underappreciated, fucking.
But without you, everything
Underpaid?
falls apart. You know.
Yeah, yeah. We like to say that just to, you know, keep you guys under a thumb, but you know, secretly we got a dashboard now. You know what I mean? We got ads. We can play that shit whenever.
I mean,
no,
there's a million people that would die to take your place. So I mean, you know, whatever.
right. I mean, yeah, that's what it is.
I don't
But
stream. That was a meme.
Dan, what do you think about the mods here?
The mods in the stream? I mean, don't you just
Actually, your
mod
stream.
somebody you know? What? Oh,
Yeah, pretty
wait,
much.
What? Wait, the mods
No,
in
no.
my stream?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. Just
What are you asking
streaming
me?
in general. In streaming in general, what do you think of mods here?
What do I think about Twitch mods?
Yeah.
I worded that wrong. Every time I entered the question, I said here, and then he got confused because I was okay. No, but like just in Twitch, what do you think about mods?
I mean, I like them. They they purge the spam. They ban the trolls. Good job.
Purge the spam.
There you go.
Ban the trolls.
Was that a Twitter question?
Yeah,
Who asked that?
one of our mods.
Oh, okay. All right.
So makes sense, dude. To be honest though, like I was really bad at modding. Like I remember when I was really streaming day to day. I had dude, like I got so bored on stream that one day I was just like, you know what, guys, I'm just gonna mod people based on their applications that they send me, and I'm gonna read the applications live, and then chat will decide which application is the best, so then they get modded. And it was like already like such a shitty idea, but I was like, fuck it, let's try this out. And then so people would just send in their apps, and then like chat would just roast them, like whoever was like I was reading. But there was like a couple that chat really liked for some fucking reason, and I think it's because they were like just as much memey as chat was.
Yeah,
So
they
they're
would like goof off probably. They'd see like,
Yeah.
I will ban anyone who says anime is not real, and then everybody's like,
Yeah.
mod them.
Dude, that's all it was. I modded like 10 people that day, and then I unmodded them the next day. I was like, fuck you guys, I don't like this. One of them turned on sub mode, and I was just like, all right, this has to end. This madness has to fucking end.
You're
Oh my
like 3
God.
subs.
Yeah, I didn't even have subs at that point, I think. I think they just, you can turn it on even without subs, and then it blocks people from just chatting. At least I think that's how it worked. No one could chat. There was some feature like that, but
You once modded somebody for being rude to me.
that was hilarious. That was fucking funny.
Hilarious.
No, but okay, it was funny because in general, like I was just like, all right, whoever can roast Scott the hardest, like it was so dumb, dude. I think that guy got unmodded too. So if that's any fucking justice, there's that.
All right, next question.
Next question. Thoughts on TF2 Animations SFM/Gmod? Is Gmod TF2 animation? I thought only
Gmod
SFM
is the backbone
it's the
of
original,
TF2
yeah.
animation.
I'd say
okay.
it's historically relevant, but I wouldn't consider it to be like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Gmod animation for TF2 because the humor is usually really slapstick and kind of childish. But I mean, I understand why it's popular. It's just kind of it kind of makes me sad when I see like somebody like Uber Chain or somebody like even Crocodile, like, and he's pretty memey, like getting less views on his like videos that he like works really hard on than
Yeah.
like the people who make Gmod animations that probably took him like 12 hours to make. Like some shitty thing like with their faces all stretched out, like doing like really like fucked up versions of like the team's voice lines and stuff. I don't know. It like I don't know. It's just personal
get
opinion
that.
though. It's
I don't
personal
get that
opinion.
type of humor.
Yeah,
either.
yeah. I've seen a lot of them, and like almost all of them have the same format. It's like, you know, Sniper has like a really fucking tall hat on, and he goes up to the engineer and he's like, he says piss, and then the engineer says yeehaw, and then he like flies off into the sunset and explodes. Like like that's not good animation.
So, somebody go animate that right now. That's what I need.
You just described like the last 10 Gmod videos that have been released for TF2. Like that's probably a scene in one of those too.
Yeah.
But SFM on the other hand is fucking legit. Like,
yeah, it looks nice, and if you can animate well in it, then it's impressive, and I have a respect for people who put work into their videos.
Dude, I really want Valve to notice fucking Winglet and try to take him in or something. I think that'd be really cool. Because they did it. Because they did that with Jessica, whoever that other lady was that was doing art, right, for TF2. I think
You're talking about Heather?
About her.
Oh, the
Heather,
one that gave us a tour? Yeah, but she did artwork. She didn't do SFM, but
that's like takes more time though, right? I mean,
there's
that's
like a guy or there's like a couple guys at Valve who work on SFMs. I mean, there's got to be somebody at Valve who's making like, you know, expiration date and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need a Gmod guy.
Oh god.
I want an official Valve Gmod
Jungle
video.
Gmod update.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That's what the extra 12 people that are on the team are doing. They're making the SFMs.
They're all Gmods. It's not even SFM.
Basically,
like,
I mean, that's one of the 16.
SFM. Dude, that'd be hilarious if that actually happens. All right, next question here. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about, SFM Gmod related.
Hit it.
No.
Next question.
Next.
All right. How do you think of ranked 12v12? It would be ranked casual. I don't know if you just answered
I
this
feel like I was
question or
gonna
not.
say, like, he asked the question, then he answered. He said, I think he's saying, what would you think of ranked 12v12? And then after that, he says it would be ranked casual mode, and I feel like he got it spot on.
Yeah, pretty much.
It would be. I mean, I think what he's trying to say is like, what if the badges that we have now, or wait, no, is he saying that like we would lose XP when we lost a round?
He didn't say any of that shit, dude.
Okay,
he literally,
because like to me, ranked means that you get XP for winning, and then you lose, you know, or I guess it would be called MMR for losing, but that would be in casual mode. I don't know. I don't think that would be a good idea because it's supposed to be casual.
Yeah.
It would basically just be like 12v12. All right, okay, so is he saying what if they changed the? No, he's not.
Nah, he's
specifically saying what if they changed the casual mode to be ranked?
You're reading too much into this question.
I'm not. I don't know.
No, because he worded it two different times. He said, "What if they made a 12v12 ranked mode?" And then he said, "Well, what if casual was ranked?" It's like, well, what do you mean? Like, what if they changed it so that the current ranked mode in TF2 is 12v12 instead of 6v6? I don't think that would be a good idea personally. I wouldn't like that. I don't like 12v12 as a number for anything taken seriously. It's too random, too chaotic.
Yeah, 12v12 is fuck. Yeah, fuck that, dude. Like, I already can't follow like a 6v6 comp setup with the casters, but like Imagine fucking 12v12. That's like a nightmare.
I
wouldn't
mean,
even know
imagine
how
watching
casters are-
Highlander. Like, it's pretty
Yeah.
difficult. I mean, casting Highlander is like a nightmare. You can't even like focus on what's happening.
You have to be a god to do that shit. Your lung has the iron
Rip
lung.
in peace, Kip. She was the only
Yeah.
person who actually could cast Highlander accurately, from as far as I know.
Kip brings back so many memories, bro.
I
Fucking
know.
Kip.
She she did that
yeah.
on her channel. She would she would say, "Send me VODs of your Highlander match, and I'll cast them." It's like, Jesus, this girl's crazy. She wants to cast Highlander. What the fuck?
Yeah, like Kip was interesting. Have you guys ever talked to her?
No, that was before I had access to talking to people, just because I had my name, which I'm glad that I'm able to at least like start conversations with people who are cool enough. But
Yeah.
back then it was just kind of, I would watch her videos because I was really into Highlander at the time.
Dude, the thing with Kip was like I had like 500 subs or some shit at the time, and a lot of the TF.TV people knew me because I would just spam my videos there like an asshole. But she apparently found one of my videos, so then we started talking, and then I asked her to help me out with the video, like send me a scene of her in like a news caster sort of like outfit, I guess. Like I wanted like a scene in my video. I don't know what I was really thinking back then. I don't even know what the fucking video was.
That was like the nerd way of
Is-
asking for
no,
nudes. She's like,
no,
hey,
dude.
listen, this
That-
isn't creepy, but I want a picture of you in like office attire with some glasses and your hair up, maybe.
God
That's
damn
amazing.
it.
No, dude, no. But like, I asked her for that for some fucking reason, right? And she actually sent me back a video with her in like a tuxedo, looking like she had a blazer on, I think. And then she was like in front of like a fucking
Tuxedo.
wall. Yeah, dude, she pretended to be a newscaster. I
Wait, is
remember
this in
now.
a video?
Yeah, no, I remember.
No,
now, I remember
I've
now.
never
This is on
seen
the
this.
Wounded Stapler.
This
dude.
never happened.
I never put it in a fucking video, but it was supposed to be for my Batman video that I made a long ass time ago.
Do you
Like,
still
I
have
wanted-
it? I mean, you should upload that to like your second channel.
I
or something.
know that'd be hilarious. I gotta go fish that out, but it's probably somewhere in my hard drive. But dude, it was basically like
He knows exactly where it's at.
it's in like a special password.
It's down through like 20 different folders. Yeah, we know how
the
it
folder
goes.
name is like
Yeah.
just Kip in like all caps. No, but it was crazy. Like she sent me the thing. I think I wanted to be like a TF2 superhero, and then she would like announce like, "Oh shit, there's a crisis." And it was so cringy. It was like a 2-4 fucking news announcer.
Sounds like a good idea,
dude. Dude, I don't even know why she did it. That's like the fucked up.
That
I
should
don't
be
even
your
know
next
why
video.
she did it. Yeah. Yo, she fucking did that shit, right? She sent me the fucking video, and then I didn't even use it, and I don't think we talked after that. That was like, that was
Well, because you didn't use it.
Exactly, but like I figured, you know what I mean? Like I hit her up again after like a month later. I think that's when she stopped making videos, and then I was like, "So what's up? Like, are you gonna upload more often?" And that was it. Like, just no more communication. It's all dead. I think she just left TF2 to become like a real fucking life caster or something. I don't know. But that was my Kip experience. Anyways, next question. Let's fucking move on from that shit. How long is GTA Online awful YouTubers going to last? I don't watch them.
I don't know what that means. So
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Yeah.
next question.
What one class you all wish you were better at? That's interesting.
Demo man.
Yeah.
Engineer. Just because
Really?
you said demo man. No, yeah, just because you said demo, I was like, no, actually, I don't know engineer that well. Like, even
No,
after
I wanna-
watching your videos, I'm not good at it.
I wish I was better at Demo Man, because I feel like it could be a really powerful class in both pubs and in competitive. And if
I'll
I was
teach
good at
you.
it, then... Dude, you play Demo Knight. That's not the same.
What do you mean it's not the same?
I'll
Shit,
teach-
it's
I'll
your
It's a
teach you how to-
subclass. It's
I'll
like
teach you how
somebody
to
saying,
aim,
"Oh, I'll
dude."
teach you how to play Sandwich Heavy." Like, it's not the same.
That's like, no, it's not a subclass. What?
Yes,
It's
it
a
is.
fucking-
The whole
it's a
point of
ma-
Demo Man is demolition, and then you're changing it to a guy with a sword.
Demo Knight is a pick class. And I will stand by this. It's a goddamn
All right,
pick
Star.
class. Listen, dude, Demo Knight it's gonna make a comeback one of these days, but. Man,
I
yeah,
actually-
demo is really fucking hard to learn if you want to play it like comp wise.
Yeah, I can't. I can't land stickies. I don't know what it is. I just like, I can't hit them. I can hit pipes all right, but as far as like sticky bombs, I don't know. Just can't make them work.
I'm bad with like 6 out of the 9 classes probably. But
Yeah,
I think
that
I'd
sums
choose
it up.
demo as well.
He's hard, dude. He's really hard. I feel like I can play everything kind of decent, whatever, but like dude, I can't play engineer. I don't know what the fuck it is, but every time I play
I
engineer
feel like
and I set
engineer.
shit up, I'm not good at it,
You have to
dude.
be like one
I
step ahead. Like you have to see the defense
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
in and like prepare. You got to be like, yo, they're gonna
It's
come
like
in.
it's
They're gonna
very
do this.
game sense reliant, and
Yeah.
it's also very team reliant. It's a support class when it comes down to it. You have to have a good team in order to be successful as well. It's not a very good pub
Yeah.
class, I will say that. That's why I play Gunslinger most of the time because I don't have to worry about setting up like a sentry.
Yeah, that's actually really smart. I start doing that when I play engineer. Scott,
Yeah.
what would you want to get better at?
Sniper, honestly, or
Sniper's hard, dude.
soldier.
Yeah.
Just because I
Soldier's
can't, I
not
can.
that bad though.
Well, I can jump. I can't jump. Like it's just my fingers. I can't not put my finger on the W. I've tried
Yeah.
a million times. I've sat in jump beef or whatever it's called for like hours, and I can't.
Yeah. Dude,
not
I'm the same
put my
way.
finger on the
Just
W.
unbind it.
Yeah.
Fucking 6,000 hours in this game, and I still can't like not strafe with the W key. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
That's my main thing. I can like jump from the floor to a roof on Harvest or whatever, but I can't do the whole Musalk Star jumpy across the map thing.
Jumpy.
I don't know how they fucking do that shit, dude. Like the rocket, I parody that and jump rope jump, but like, I don't know how the fuck to actually do that. Like I tried doing it again, and I don't get it. Like the strafing mechanic is so fucking weird for me. Like it doesn't come naturally.
It's good to be
But-
able to know how to strafe with like every class, so to a certain
Yeah,
extent.
yeah. I don't ever strafe with any class. That's probably my issue. That's why I play pubs. But the next question for Grizz specifically, when's the next horse?
Oh, the next horse, summer 2017 is gonna be beach party themed.
Oh.
Yeah, we're all gonna be in swimsuits out on the beach, playing some beach
Yep.
volleyball, some frisbee.
Yep.
It's gonna be a
I'm
good
down.
good time.
Dude, I'm down for
Yeah,
that
look
shit.
forward to that. Don't forget your sunscreen.
There was a very good
Woof.
chance there was going to be a basketball horse IRL this past weekend, but the California weather decided that was not an option.
Did not permit it, and it didn't permit the
No.
beach party themed one either. So
If we would have done like a horse Noah's Ark theme, like
Yeah.
we could have gotten away with that.
That would have been fun, dude. Like some religious horse gameplay.
I mean, I was going more towards the flood aspect of it. Religion,
Some
flood,
religious horse,
whatever.
dude.
Some religion. I already know
That'd
how
be
that would go down. We just repeat a Bible verse every time we fucking miss a shot. No, it would be the other way around. Instead of making basketball shots, we'd have to just like get the verse right.
We would all fail.
Yeah, no, that'd be awful like that. The next question is, can Scotcha beat a 7-year-old at TF2? They answered themselves saying doubtful, but I feel like we should answer that.
I guarantee you that's the one kid in chat that's just enjoying. And yeah, actually, I can beat a 7-year-old in TF2. Probably.
Yeah.
how are you gonna beat him?
Oh, this is real questions right
With-
here, Scott.
With my foot.
To
up
tilt
his-
him.
Yeah, I'll just tilt him.
Yeah, you got tilted nice
Tilted.
though. You can't.
Yeah.
you
You
can't
taunt
be
after
sloppy.
every kill. You like kill him with the melee.
I'll wear
You
my
get as many random crits as you
Taunt
can.
kill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
wear my
Backstab.
my troublemaker. I'll paint it lime right before I play him too.
Oh God, that's
So,
right
like-
now.
Just get your Lenny bind.
Yeah, I'll go.
You gotta
full-blown-
have one. You're a scout, man.
full-blown
You have to
Scott.
have one.
I don't
Yo,
have
but
any
on the-
binds, if you could believe it.
Playing devil's advocate though, bro. 7-year-olds are nasty, aren't they? Aren't
They're doing
the
incredible
7-year-olds
things these days.
Yeah, dude. Like there's a 7-year-old. Like aren't 7-year-olds in
I
middle
think,
school?
I think
first
there's
of
a
all? I don't
7-year-old
even
on
know.
ProUtech. They just
I
won
don't-
Rewind Land. I think there's a 7-year-old on their team.
They had some
Oh,
young
yeah.
looking kids on that team, dude.
Guys, Bandy's
Guys, Patty is
offspring-
not that short.
Patty's
Come
not
on.
that short. I feel like when Bandy has kids, they're probably gonna be good as fucking TF2 also. It's like in their bloodline, dude. Like he's just gonna carry the fucking fragging bloodline through. They're all gonna learn how to strafe by the age of 1. They're like fucking. They're completing jump maps and
You
shit.
think so?
Hey, I mean, you never know. I mean, what it is. I don't know any 7-year-olds that play TF2. Actually, there's probably a lot.
I don't know
Think
any.
about it. I don't know.
I don't know any
obviously, but,
7-year-olds
like,
to begin with.
Yeah,
TF2 or not.
Neither do I. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We just got a question in 53 seconds ago. This one's fucking hot.
Well, this one's
Off the
fresh.
fucking oven right here. So the question is worded kind of weird. Okay, the first part is, do you guys go deep? I don't know what the fuck that means. But then the second part is, if so, see, it kind of clarifies it. In what aspects of life do you go deep?
Dog.
That's
I
not
think
even funny,
all
dude.
of us go deep. Like,
Wait,
We all
what?
go deep. We all
We
go
go-
deep.
Dude, you start laughing in the middle of that question. I didn't even know
In
what you
what
said.
aspects of life do you go deep, Dane?
Oh, I go deep in on sandwiches.
I go
Oh.
deep in on pizza.
Hell
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay.
Is it all just
right,
gonna be food? Is that?
I go.
That's
I go
imagine.
deep
I'm
in them-
imagining
in
my
them
everyday
guts.
life, and I'm like, well, where do I go hard in the paint?
Yeah.
Oh, when I'm eating a sandwich,
Yeah,
I
dude.
go in. I
Yeah,
grab
I'll give
that
a-
sandwich with both hands.
I got a boring answer for this, but diet keto. It's boring as fuck.
Keto.
But I go hard on that shit, dude.
Keto
Like-
Cheetos.
I wish I had the organization to like start something like that.
It sucks.
It's
I
simple.
don't. It sucks. It's horrible. All I
Don't
want
listen to
is
Scott. It's
all I want
amazing.
is a burger, and
It's
I'm not allowed to
amazing.
eat one.
I'm not
You
even
can.
like.
You can eat
It's
a
not
burger.
even like I know that I would be able to do it. It's just that it just comes down to starting it. I'm terrible at starting shit. Like I
Yeah.
can't wake up tomorrow and be like, today's the day that I start it. Like I just can't do that. I'm always just like tomorrow.
You gotta feel
Tomorrow,
motivated.
you know?
You gotta feel
Yeah,
that.
I
You
guess
gotta feel
so.
that drive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta be there. But keto isn't for everyone though. I feel like it's like a super diet where you gotta like fucking you gotta
Keto diet.
really
Isn't that what Banny does where he just eats steaks?
yeah. I mean,
See
I don't
what
know.
that? How is
I don't
that
know about
bad?
that.
Like,
That's
that's the
not-
best diet I can think of.
That's
No,
not
no, no.
right.
But his
All
diet
right,
is
all right.
kind of strange because, like, if you only eat fucking steak, like, first of all, dude, like, I think I've talked about this before. Like, this totally like off topic, but when it comes to steak, I've never actually had good steak in my life before, and therefore I don't really like steak. But I don't know if you can just sit there on keto and just eat steak 24/7. I don't think it works like that.
You can't.
I don't
Yeah.
think he
Wait,
does.
didn't-
I'm just saying like that's usually what he eats.
Oh, I thought all you said was he eats steaks all day. I
That's
was like,
not.
damn, this
no,
dude
I'm
is
not saying he
fucking-
eats it all day. I think that steak is like a big part of his diet.
It's a
At least
staple.
that's what I gather from watching his
Oh,
streams.
that's
for
like
lots of
Atkins or
Oh.
something. Because keto, you don't really eat.
I thought Atkins was like a
meat.
scam.
It all is. Besides keto.
Like,
Keto will be a
of
scam in like
course.
5 years. You'll find
Keto,
out.
yeah, keto's gonna be a scam.
No, well, it's you get food from either fat or you get like nutrients from either fats or carbs. You know what I mean? So you're just
Okay.
swapping out. You're just swapping it out.
Whatever happened to eating like a good, healthy, balanced diet, and then if you're
Yeah,
trying to
you
lose
can.
weight, just eat less calories than you burn? What happened to that?
You do the same thing, but there's like more of a science involved to do that more efficiently. That's all it
Yeah.
is. Like,
Well,
it's
because-
you could do that, but like it's more efficient by doing this.
If you're a kid and you eat just a balanced diet and you work out actively, then
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. You'll set up a good metabolism and all that stuff. You'll be off to a good start in life. But if you're fat like Raja and I, and you need to cut it quick, you know what I mean? Then that's why you turn to something like keto.
You turn
Yeah.
you turn to something like this.
Yeah, it's either that or meth, and I'm not even trying to do meth. You know?
Not even trying.
Maybe
Yeah.
one land, if it seems appetizing enough, we might go for that shit. But with that being said, guys, I think it is time to wrap up the podcast. You know what the thing was? Like when we first started this podcast today, we had like a little outline set up, and we said that we'd go for 60 to 90 minutes. I don't know what the length of this.
It's like 2 hours.
241.
God damn, almost 3 hours. And I just want to let you guys know, quick plug, we are going to be putting the shit up on SoundCloud at the RNG Podcast. I set it up on iTunes as well. It's getting approved, but I'll chuck it up there too. Just, when it happens, it happens. And yeah, so check it out on those things. I'll probably make a separate Twitch banner down below, maybe like tonight, so I can like promote that so you know where to look. But also check out the second channel, the Wounded Stapler channel that I have. It'll be uploaded on there. But with that being said, guys, I want to thank Scott and fucking Dane here coming through.
Special
Talking.
guests.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Hey.
man.
Thanks.
You guys are
Yeah.
welcome anytime, preferably before the show starts.
Oh,
Sure.
Hey man, I got so excited that I just jumped in because I was feeling
Yeah.
I was feeling extra gusty, and
Oof.
I just
That's the
went
name
for
right
it.
there. It's a gusty. Ooh-wee. That was like our call out during the whole thing.
We didn't use
wanted
it very
to
much.
make a
We didn't,
call out. Yeah. We should have
Next
every
time.
time we got lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that being said, guys, real quick, Grizz, I gotta ask you this because we texted about this. Did you want to stream after this and then do that, or are you just kind of done now?
I think I'm done for the day since we
Okay.
went a little bit longer.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna end it off right here, guys.
Follow us on
Thank
Twitter
you so much.
at
Yeah.
the RNG Podcast. We'll be posting updates there. We don't have a set time yet,
Yeah.
but we will have a set time within a month.
Yep. We're just kind of reintroducing ourselves into this,
But it should be once a week.
Yeah. Real quick, someone in chat asked if any of us are streaming after this. Dane and Scott, do you guys have a stream you guys
I think
are doing
Scott's
after
gonna be
this?
streaming after this.
Nah, bro.
I gotta make a video. I gotta write a video actually, and then probably record it later. I have to
Okay.
talk about Valve.
No,
Oh,
but
that's gonna be interesting.
really quick, if you don't mind, I'm gonna give it. It's very Dane TF Crew related. Sleeping Bear is streaming right now, and he's
Ooh.
doing
Yeah.
Uncle
There you
Dane's
go.
story mode.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing story mode today, and he's been playing literally all day.
Awesome. Send him over his way.
Head
Yeah,
him
let
over
me-
to Sleeping Bear 1, 2.
I'm gonna spam that in chat so you guys fucking can go rate him real quick. But yeah, with that being said, guys, we are signing off. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Next week. Goodbye.
Same time. Y'all.
Same bet.